Now on YouTube, it's time for some alternative commentary action with the Commentary Hub.
There's headed by Marina, and it's 2-1 to Arsenal.
Look at that point! Goal for Manchester City!
Takes this corner, whips it in, it's headed and it's a goal, and it's that man, Gabriel.
Liverpool have equalised. Lovely improvisational touch from Curtis Jones.
Oh, what a goal! Wow, take it out! Good afternoon and welcome along to the Premier League coverage here on the Commentary Hub. I'm Mr. Brennan and I'll be getting you through the presenting side of things as we have Manchester City against Liverpool taking place at the Etihad Stadium. Kick-off is at 4:30 this afternoon. Alongside me, ready for this game, is our match commentator Paul James, and Paul can bring us the team changes ahead of this match this afternoon.
Thank you very much, Russ. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to a packed Etihad Stadium. A couple of changes for Manchester City. One enforced. Nathan Ake steps in for John Stones, who's picked up an injury. Ilkay Gundogan also drops to the bench, and Kevin De Bruyne steps in and takes the captain's armband. Just one change for Liverpool following their draw with Aston Villa. Luis Diaz steps back in the number 9 role, and Diogo Jota drops to the bench, and that's the team changes for today's.
Thank you very much there, Paul. And Paul, while we've got you there, just want to quickly ask you, as we're about to very, very shortly, match prediction for this game today. Do you reckon we'll see a Liverpool victory and a bounce back from the draw against Aston Villa, or do you think Man City can get the victory against Liverpool today?
I think it's going to be a draw, Ross. I can't help thinking it's going to be a draw.
Okay, my friend. And just before we hand over to Paul for this game, then we had one match earlier on in the Premier League today. Newcastle United beat Nottingham Forest by 4-3. We'll bring you some more of that, other scores at half time from the other games taking place today. Without further ado, with kick-off fast approaching at the Etihad, it's time for me to hand over to match commentator Paul James.
Yes, thank you. As this well-anticipated marquee matchup of the weekend is just moments away, let's run you through the starting lineups as usual. Ederson in goal for Manchester City, Josko Gvardiol, Nathan Ake, Abdelkader Kasanov and Rico Lewis make up the back four. Nico Gonzalez and Kevin De Bruyne, the captain, holding midfield roles there, with Jeremy Doku, Phil Foden and Savinho operating behind Omar Mamouche behind the lines there, and Mamouche coming off a hat-trick in his last league game. Still no Erling Haaland due to a knee injury. Liverpool line up like this with Alisson Becker in goal. The back four is Andrew Robertson, Virgil van Dijk, the captain as always, Ibrahima Konate and Trent Alexander-Arnold. Alexis McAllister and Ryan Gravenberch are in the holding midfield roles. Curtis Jones, Dominic Szoboszlai and Mohamed Salah operating behind number 7, Luis Diaz. Well, the substitutes for Manchester City. Stefan Ortega is the backup goalkeeper. Ruben Diaz, Victor Reis, Mateo Kovacic, Jack Grealish, Ilkay Gundogan, Bernardo Silva, Mateus Nunes and James McAtee. For Liverpool, Koivin Kelleher is the backup goalkeeper, of course. Kostas Tsimikas, Jarrell Quansah, Wataru Endo, Harvey Elliott, Darwin Núñez, Federico Chiesa, Cody Gakpo and Diogo Jota. Our referee today is Anthony Taylor. He's from Wythenshawe. His assistants are Gary Beswick, Lee Betts. Fourth official is Andy Madley. Stuart Atwell is in VAR alongside Adam Nunn. And looking at the records and the meetings between these two teams, it really is quite incredible. Manchester City have only won 26.5% of these matchups. between Liverpool in all time. It stands at 227 meetings, 60 wins for City, 58 draws and 109 wins for Liverpool, as the game is now underway. And already winning the ball in the centre circle is Ryan Gravenberch. He plays the ball out wide there to the right-hand side to Mohamed Salah. Liverpool in all red today, attacking the goal to our left. City, of course, in their famous blue shirts, white shorts, blue socks. As just settling on the ball midway inside the City half there is Curtis Jones. Plays the ball long over on the far side to Diaz. Diaz picks the ball up, a quick 1-2 there off Alexis McAllister. Here's Andrew Robertson overlapping now for Liverpool. Tries to play the ball forward to Robertson, and just trying to get in the way of that was Rico Lewis before Kasanov just allows that ball to roll over the line and behind for a goal kick. Taking a look at Erwin Haaland there and Oscar Bobb. Haaland still out, not quite ready yet with the knee injury. Omar Mamouche is a perfectly capable replacement, but the ball's been given away here, and Liverpool now with the shot from Szoboszlai. It's blocked, and the ball is played forward now, and coming over the halfway line is Omar Mamouche. He's got Doku along the left-hand side. Omar Mamouche drops the ball to Doku, and it's picked up almost in the centre of midfield there with Rico Lewis. He drops the ball back to Kasanov. Across to Ake, back to Lewis. Kasanov. He had a very shaky start to his Manchester City career. He seems to have settled in to that centre-back position a little bit better now. As the ball is played out wide to Savinho. Savinho plays it forward to De Bruyne. De Bruyne trying to clear it, play it into the middle, looking for Omar Mamouche. But Konate was there to just knock the ball behind for the first corner of the game. And we've had 2 minutes gone here. Going over to take this corner is Phil Foden. It's down the right-hand side, right in front of those City fans behind that goal here at the Etihad Stadium. And it's going to be swung in, and that's just punched away by Alisson. He might have been better catching that. Here's Mamouche. Just down the left-hand side there. He pulls it back to De Bruyne. De Bruyne swings the ball in. It's flicked on there. And it actually came off Virgil van Dijk in the end, I believe. It's going to be another corner. Perhaps Nathan Ake also in there trying to get his head on it, but it has gone behind for a corner. Liverpool inviting pressure there, really, because Alisson may have been far better just clinging a hold of that ball rather than punching it away. Here's Foden again with the corner. It's swung in, and this time Alisson does get his hands on the ball and just calms things down a little bit. Well, already had some comments in the comment section. Media, radio, jingles and gaming. Good afternoon, Russ and Paul. Well, looking at Arsenal's poor performance from West Ham yesterday, it's hard to say who will win the Premier League title this year. I think Manchester City will get the win in this game. Okay. Well, let's see what happens. The ball is played across there to Konate. Konate plays the ball forward to Szoboszlai. Played out wide to Mohamed Salah. Now back with McAllister. McAllister plays the ball long out onto this left-hand side, and Luis Diaz is down the far left at the moment. He swings across in, does Diaz, looking for Salah, but that was comfortably won by Kasanov. And now here's Jeremy Doku for Manchester City. Just skips away from Trent Alexander-Arnold over the halfway line. He drops the ball back into his own half of the field, and it's picked up by Rico Lewis. Lewis just gives the ball to Kevin De Bruyne. Still so effective at his age. A wonderful player. And there is Nathan Ake. Gonzalez plays the ball over the halfway line. Good turn there, gives the ball to Doku. Doku just turns away from Trent Alexander-Arnold, brilliant. And Jeremy Doku plays the ball in the middle for Omar Mamouche. Gets across and it's blocked. And it comes out to the edge of the area again. And it's Rico Lewis. And now it's with Kasanov. Kasanov drops the ball back there to Gonzalez. Gonzalez lifts the ball forward looking for Mamouche again. Mamouche just keeps it in play, does he? Or is he in an offside position? The flag has gone up and it's offside. And Manchester City starting very, very well in this game so far. applying the pressure to Liverpool, coming off the back of their Champions League exit. To be honest, it was. I don't know if anybody got the chance to see that game. I don't think I've seen Manchester City owned like that in a very, very long time. But they're back this weekend against Liverpool, hoping to pick up a victory. And as for Liverpool, well, they'll almost have one hand. Well, they'll have one hand on that Premier League trophy if they can win today, with Arsenal's defeat yesterday. So the ball goes back to Alisson. Of course, Arsenal losing 1-0 yesterday. A very poor performance against West Ham. It's probably almost handed the title to Liverpool at this point. Here's De Bruyne, back to Mamouche. His ball was a poor one. It's picked up by Luis Diaz in the centre circle. And Luis Diaz goes over the halfway line now and drops the ball back to Robertson. Robertson to Jones. It's Jones again. And that's a nice ball there to Gravenberch. Gravenberch and Jones just getting in each other's way, but Gravenberch steps aside and hands the ball to Robertson. Across to Virgil van Dijk, who gives the ball to Konate. Konate goes for the long ball to Diaz, who once again is down this left-hand side. Diaz cuts into the penalty area now. Is he going to pull the ball back? He slips, and City can come away with it with Rico Lewis. De Bruyne flicks the ball on, and Savinho's away here. He's got Mamouche heading out ahead of him. Savinho checks back away from Robertson. Savinho again drops the ball back into his own half of the field, and it's picked up by Kasanov. Kasanov drops the ball to Ake. Ake to Lewis. And just over the halfway line is Kevin De Bruyne. And it's Rico Lewis again. And picked up here by Ake, as City now just slowing the game right down. And it's picked up by Phil Foden. And Phil Foden is fouled there. That'll be a free kick to Manchester City. And it's right inside the centre circle, just in their own half of the field. Phil Foden gets back on his feet and looks in some discomfort. City can ill afford to be without him as well. As here is Kasanov. Drops the ball back there to Nathan Ake. Ake goes long looking for Jeremy Doku. Oh, the header was comfortably won there by Trent Alexander-Arnold, but once again it comes back to Doku. Doku has got Gravenberch around him. He drops the ball back to Omar Mamouche. He's a good 30 yards out, is Mamouche. He tries a shot, but it's blocked. Breaks loose again to Lewis, and he gives the ball to Savinho. Savinho plays the ball across to Foden. Foden strikes a shot, but it's a tame effort and rolls through to the goalkeeper, Alisson. But that is the first shot on goal in this game so far with 8 minutes gone. It's Manchester City 0, Liverpool 0. And it's Ibrahima Konate. Has the ball back off Trent Alexander-Arnold. Konate's got options available. He may just go back to Alisson Becker. Instead, he gives the ball to Trent Alexander-Arnold. It's played forward. And chasing that one down in the midfield area there was... Just trying to see who that was. It looks like Curtis Jones over on that far side, but it just rolls through to the goalkeeper anyway. Here's De Bruyne. De Bruyne drops the ball back to Lewis, lifts the ball forward to Savinho. Savinho just tries to get away from Robertson there, but it looks like Robertson impeded him, and it's going to be a free kick, surely. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, well, he's blocked him. He's made no attempt to get the ball as Robertson. That's a free kick. And Pep Guardiola just letting the referee know. It's taken quickly, and it's gone back to Ederson, the Brazilian international. 2 Brazilian international goalkeepers on show for us today. Here's long ball by Phil Foden, looking for Jeremy Doku, but getting across well is Trent Alexander-Arnold, and he puts that out of play. But it is going to be a throw into Manchester City over by... Well, it's level with the level with the Liverpool penalty area, but the throw-in is thrown almost all the way back to the halfway line, actually. As here's Nathan Ake, he plays the ball long. It's flicked on by Mamouche, but Doku is not going to get that. And it's comfortably picked up by Trent Alexander-Arnold, who lifts the ball forward looking for Curtis Jones. And it's dropped back by Kasanov back to Ederson. Still 0-0 in this one. No chances of any real note so far. Both sides really just feeling each other out at the moment. Kevin De Bruyne plays the ball forward over the halfway line. Liverpool, of course, want to come back to winning ways after drawing 2-2 with Aston Villa. And Manchester City, with their defeat in the Champions League, will be looking to make a statement as well. Hoping to see some goals today. It's back with Alisson. Alisson releases the ball to Ibrahima Konate. Konate plays the ball forward to Curtis Jones. Jones holds the ball up, but he's dispossessed comfortably by Gonzalez. And it's out wide here to Jeremy Doku. Doku. He's got Trent Alexander-Arnold in front of him, the Belgian international. And it's played back to Kasanov inside the centre circle. Looking for options. He drops the ball back to Nathan Ake. Ake is just going to drop the ball back to Ederson, as at the moment both sides holding tight. No risk taken by any of them so far. Ake. Plays the ball across to Kasanov. Here's Kevin De Bruyne. De Bruyne and Savinho's away over the halfway line. Let's see what he can do here. Savinho tries to play the ball across. He was looking for Mamouche, but it looked like it hit Konate along the way. And had it not done, Mamouche was in one-on-one. So good piece of defending by Konate, albeit by accident. Here is Trent Alexander-Arnold, and he's given the ball away. And now coming forward is Josko Gvardiol. Gvardiol, an inspired run, gives it to Phil Foden. But Foden is dispossessed by Virgil van Dijk, and he's given the ball away to De Bruyne, who in turn gives the ball back to Virgil van Dijk. And now here is Salah. Salah cuts into the penalty area. Oh, it's a brilliant run by Salah, and that is a good challenge by Nathan Ake. Well, Mohamed Salah got into the penalty area there. It was a good run, but finally Ake closed him down. But just for a moment there, Salah was looking like he was going to get into the penalty area one-on-one with Ederson. Good defending really by Nathan Ake in that situation. Here's Gonzalez. He drops the ball back to Ake. Back to Gonzalez. Gonzalez plays the ball across to Kasanov, who's just struggling a bit with the ball. He does finally get it to Gonzalez. The referee is actually giving a free kick against Luis Diaz for the foul on Kasanov. I didn't think there was much in that myself, but Anthony Taylor gave the free kick nevertheless. Here is Rico Lewis. Rico Lewis just turning back. Oh, he's giving the ball away as Lewis. Right to Jones, and here's Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai on the edge of the area. Oh, it's a great ball to Diaz. Diaz plays the ball across, and that is a good piece of defending by Kasanov. Diaz found himself in a position there. Perhaps he waited a little bit too long. He may have struck the shot actually, rather than waiting to get the ball across. And that gave Kasanov just enough time to get into position. The ball here, should have struck it first time. Didn't do that. And Kasanov was able to get back and make the interception. It's going to be a corner to Liverpool. And this is Liverpool's first corner of the game on the 14-minute mark. Just over on the left-hand side, it looks like McAllister is going to take this one. Virgil van Dijk and Konate are there. It's a short one. It's played out to the penalty spot, takes a deflection, and Liverpool score. And it's Mohamed Salah, and Liverpool are in the lead. Well, that was a training ground manoeuvre if I've ever seen one. It was played short, right to the penalty spot by Alexis McAllister, and Mohamed Salah struck the shot. It took a deflection and turned it past the goalkeeper Ederson, and Liverpool have taken the lead at the Etihad Stadium. Well, you can see those Liverpool fans are operating all three tiers in that corner. It was a brilliant short corner. It was actually a short corner to Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai then flicks the ball on to Mohamed Salah, and what a brilliant training ground manoeuvre that was. City certainly wasn't expecting it. The deflection came off Nathan Ake, but it will be Salah's goal. It was going on target, and disappointment for Manchester City. Good news for Liverpool. They are now in the lead here And Mohamed Salah's goal on 14 minutes is the difference. A deflected shot from Mohamed Salah. A brilliant training ground manoeuvre by Liverpool. And Manchester City fell for that one. And now here's Josko Gvardiol. The ball is out wide to Jeremy Doku. As City looking to get back in this now. Perhaps this is what the game needs. Doku gets a cross in, but it's cleared away there by Andrew Robertson. And Salah tries to keep the ball in play, but it goes out. It's going to be a throw-in to Manchester City. As here is Nathan Ake. Plays the ball forward to Foden. Foden drops the ball back into the centre of midfield. There to Rico Lewis. He drops it back to Kasanov. Kasanov plays it over to Gvardiol. He goes back to Nathan Ake. City will want to press forward looking for an equaliser, but they are so patient in their attacking approach. Here is Mamouche. He gives the ball to Gvardiol. Gvardiol drops the ball back. And it's Kevin De Bruyne. Just gives the ball to Rico Lewis, and it goes back there to Nathan Ake. De Bruyne plays the ball across to Kasanov. Kasanov inside the centre circle to Lewis. Lewis, quick 1-2 with Phil Foden. The ball is now back with Kevin De Bruyne inside the centre circle. That's a good ball out wide. And it's now with Savinho down the right-hand side. Savinho cutting inside. He gets to the byline. Can he get the cross in? Oh, he's not able to. And the ball rolls behind. It is a goal kick with 17 minutes gone. It's Manchester City 0, Liverpool 1. Media radio jingles gaming says, well, what a shot from Salah making Liverpool take the lead. It was a brilliant corner manoeuvre from Liverpool. And the finish took a deflection, albeit, but Liverpool will take that. Goal kick taken quickly by Alisson. He gives the ball to Konate. Konate drops the ball to Trent Alexander-Arnold. It's played forward, but that's a good, almost a good interception there by Jeremy Doku. Finally, Konate gets his foot through it again. And Gvardiol this time picks it up and drops it back to Ederson. Here's Rico Lewis. It's Gonzalez. Gonzalez gives the ball back to Lewis. He's got De Bruyne alongside a little bit further forward. He decides to go back to Gonzalez. And it's Lewis again now. Lewis now goes looking for the long ball, looking for Savinho. Comfortably dealt with by Robertson. Virgil van Dijk now picks up the ball and gives it to Gravenberch. Gravenberch to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Curtis Jones tries to play the ball on, but it's a very disappointing ball by Curtis Jones, and Nathan Ake just chases that back and picks it up. Gives it to Rico Lewis. Lewis just drops the ball back to Gonzalez as Manchester City have possession here. Let's see what they can do with it. They are 1 goal down to Mohamed Salah's deflected goal. We've had 19 minutes gone here. And so far, I think really what the game needed was a goal. And let's see if that sparks Manchester City into a retaliation. Kasanov drops the ball back to Ederson. Ederson is almost midway inside his own half of the field now, the Brazilian goalkeeper. He drops the ball to Lewis. Lewis forward to De Bruyne. De Bruyne drops it back to Kasanov. As Manchester City once again playing out from the back. It's Kasanov. Kasanov holds the ball up and drops it back to the goalkeeper. And forward to Lewis. 66% for Manchester City, 3 attempts, 2 for Liverpool. As Savinho plays the ball forward and tries to chase it down, but Virgil van Dijk is there just to tap the ball back to the goalkeeper. And across to Ibrahima Konate down the right-hand side. Konate plays it forward. Intercepting and winning that ball is Phil Foden. Good work there by the England international. And here's Jeremy Doku now. And just over on that far side is Kevin De Bruyne down the left. Gives it back to Doku. Doku cuts into the penalty area, across to Mamouche. And it's an interception and cleared away by Trent Alexander-Arnold. And picked up by De Bruyne. De Bruyne down the left-hand side to Doku. Doku has got Trent Alexander-Arnold in front of him. Doku looking to step away from Trent. Well, here we go. He makes a turn on Trent Alexander-Arnold, plays the ball across for Foden. Good defending by Virgil van Dijk, blocking that attempt from Phil Foden. And Mohamed Salah tries to get the ball away, but it rolls out of play for a Manchester City throw-in. But good defending by Van Dijk against Phil Foden that time. Excuse me. And it's across here to Nathan Ake, just inside the centre circle. Just lays the ball across to Gonzalez. Gonzalez goes across the width of the pitch. Gives it to Kasanov. Oh, Kasanov's ball is disappointing. Straight through to Virgil van Dijk. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. And back to the goalkeeper, Alisson. Alisson releases the ball to Konate. Konate plays it across to his central defensive partner, Virgil van Dijk. And forward to Luis Diaz, who seems to be operating down the left-hand side at the moment. The ball is given away, and now City can come forward with Phil Foden. And there is Savinho. It's given to De Bruyne. De Bruyne across to Gonzalez. And now to Omar Mamouche, running at the penalty area. Here's Doku. Doku cuts inside. Drops the ball back to Gvardiol. And out to Mamouche. Mamouche has got Trent Alexander-Arnold in front of him. He tries to beat Salah. He's helped out here by Jeremy Doku, but another good challenge by Salah. Puts that ball behind, and it's going to be a corner for Manchester City. It's the fourth corner of the game for the Citizens. Well, Kusanov has come up. Gvardiol has come up. Omar Mamouche is going to take it on the left-hand side. Nathan Ake in there as well. They're all surrounding that front post. The corner is a poor one. It's headed out by Trent Alexander-Arnold. And the problematic sign of everybody crowding around that front post can mean a poor corner delivered like that. And of course, it's picked up by Doku and given to Ake. Here's Mamouche. Mamouche with the shot. It's a good effort. But in the end, a comfortable save by Alisson inside the Liverpool goal. You can see here just a curling effort. He gets some power behind that. But unfortunately for Omar Mamouche, it's right down the throat of Alisson. As here's Trent Alexander-Arnold, lifts the ball forward, looking for Salah. Salah trying to hold the ball up. Well, he does. And now cutting inside is Jones. He gives the ball here to Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz is dispossessed and the ball is cleared downfield. Well, that was a promising break for Liverpool. Diaz now, he seems to be operating down the left-hand side. His first touch of that ball was not great, and that allowed Lewis to clear. That move breaks down for Liverpool. Here's Nathan Ake, just outside of his own penalty area. Of course, City starting from the back. And the ball is played forward to Foden. Foden across to Gvardiol. Gvardiol tries to play Mamouche through. It's a good ball, but Mamouche just a bit too far ahead of Mamouche. And it's read really well by Alisson, who comes out and picks up that ball. As we take a look at Diogo Jota and Darwin Núñez on the bench. Both of those play. Oh, the ball is given away by Konate, and he had to be helped out there by Trent Alexander-Arnold. Just for a moment, that was a really poor giveaway by Konate, but it was well read by Alexander-Arnold, and he cleared the ball away. And a trip on Savinho by Andrew Robertson means it's going to be a free kick to Manchester City. No further action taken by our referee today. And Anthony Taylor there, wasn't much in it, to be honest. And there was no attempt to win the ball, but no further action taken by Mr. Taylor. The ball is now with Kasanov. Gives the ball to Savinho. Back to Kasanov inside his own half of the field. Just takes the ball back and drops it back to the goalkeeper. Ederson, he was going to go long, but decides to go short to Nathan Ake. As once again, City coming forward It's slow, it's patient, but it's been effective for City down the years. And here is Gonzalez. And across there to Kasanov, back to Savinho. Savinho gives the ball there to Rico Lewis. And Phil Foden picks up the ball, but only manages to lose control of it, and Luis Diaz wins it back. It's Diaz again. Across there to Salah. Salah just trying to turn away. It's a good ball by Mohamed Salah to the chasing Curtis Jones, but it's just going to roll out of play, and it's going to be a throw-in through Manchester City. And Liverpool happy just to catch City on the break at the moment, as City having most of the possession. For Manchester City on their behalf, they're not really doing much with it at the moment. Liverpool shutting them down fairly easily. Here's Nathan Ake. Here is Gvardiol, back to Ake. Held up in the middle of the park there by Nathan Ake again. It's almost at walking pace by City now. Here's Rico Lewis, as Liverpool attempting to press them. And here's Gonzalez, just gets over the halfway line. Gonzalez, and it's picked up there by Phil Foden, who drops it back to Nathan Ake. He plays the ball across to Kasanov. And Kasanov plays it to Rico Lewis. Drops the ball back into the centre circle. Back to Lewis again, in an advanced position. Lewis drops the ball back. Kasanov. He's got options, goes short to Lewis. Lewis can find Savinho here, he does. Savinho just trying to turn away from Robertson right now. Moves towards the centre, does Savinho, and he plays a good ball across to Doku, and nobody's picked up Jeremy Doku on the left-hand side. Cuts into the penalty area, lifts it into the middle, but it's headed out by Virgil van Dijk to Gvardiol, who heads it down. Ake back to Gvardiol, and Gvardiol goes all the way back to Ederson from inside the Liverpool half of the field. And here's Nathan Ake. Across to Kasanov. He's got Kevin De Bruyne down the right. And here's Savinho. Savinho checks inside and plays a good ball across to Jeremy Doku. Doku, corner of the penalty area, left-hand side. He's got Trent in front of him. Gets the cross in, does Doku. But it's blocked by Ibrahima Konate and cleared out of play. It's going to be a throw-in for Manchester City. Level with the 6-yard box, the Liverpool 6-yard box. It's taken quickly. And here's Gvardiol. Gvardiol across there to Nathan Ake, to Kasanov down the right-hand side. And here's Savinho. Savinho to Kasanov. Savinho checks inside. Oh, he's definitely fouled there, is Savinho. And it's going to be a free kick for Manchester City. And, well, I'd say it's about 25 yards out, maybe 30 yards out. And it's it's just right of centre. I might argue actually maybe about 30 yards out. It looks like City are maybe going to just lift this into the box. Foden standing over it, and also over the ball there. I just can't quite see who that is. Oh yes, it's Omar Mamouche is over that as well. Mamouche is going to swing this one in, I think. Anthony Taylor just making sure everything is in order. And City now standing over this one. Is it going to be Mamouche? No, it's Foden with a shot. And it's right down the throat of Alisson. Comfortable save for the Brazilian. He's not really had a save of note to make in this first half. A couple of simple ones. Here is Gravenberch. Konate. Back to Alisson. Alisson lifts the ball out, and he's only successfully found Savinho. And Andrew Robertson fighting with Savinho there to try to keep the ball in play. Savinho was successful. And here's Rico Lewis under the challenge of Diaz. Oh, it's a quick 1-2, and it's a chance for Mamouche. Mamouche with a chance. It's 1-1. Oh, that is a beautiful finish by Omar Mamouche. In off the post, but the offside flag is up. Oh, that is unfortunate for Omar Mamouche. Oh, look at this. This is very, very unfortunate. He is offside, but it's a brilliant move by City. But he is offside. And that is most unfortunate for Omar Mamouche, because that really would have been quite a finish. It was at a very tight angle and struck it in off the post. And goal disallowed for Omar Mamouche. That shot was angling past Alisson into the corner. And he went off to celebrate, but the goal was ruled out. And rightfully so. He was in an offside position. And he's now getting yelled at by... to make matters worse for Omar Mamouche, he's now getting yelled at by Pep Guardiola. Very animated on that bench. City just taking the opportunity of a timeout right now while the treatment is being given. Liverpool 2. As we've got the stoppage in play with one of the Liverpool players down. It's Andrew Robertson, I think. Ryan Gravenberch over there to make sure that he's okay. So you have a goal disallowed and you get yelled at by the manager. Charming, hey? Anyway, it looks like it is actually Alexis McAllister who's down. He's now on his feet. They're just making sure that he's okay to continue. As Alexis McAllister seems to be okay. He'll be directed off the field for about 30 seconds before he's being let back on again. For those of you that are just joining, it's Manchester City 0, Liverpool 1. And it's 32 minutes gone in this game. Luke Turton says yelled at to stay on side. The perfectionists at Pepe's expect nothing less. Yes, that's true. But nevertheless, it was a really, really good move by Manchester City that led up to that play, even though it was in an offside position. Certainly the best I've seen from Manchester City in this game so far. Alisson Becker clears the ball downfield, up in the air there. Winning that ball is Gonzalez. Goes out of play, and it's going to be a throw-in for Liverpool, and it's midway inside the Manchester City half of the field. It's Andrew Robertson, just throws the ball back as to Virgil van Dijk. He drops the ball back to the goalkeeper. And Alisson Becker just holding the ball up as now McAllister is being allowed back on the field. Gets a signal from Mr. Taylor, our referee today. Ball is played forward and it's won with the header there by Kasanov. It's given to Doku. Doku cuts across the midfield. He's got options down the right-hand side to Savinho. Savinho now, corner of the penalty area, right-hand side, gives it to Doku, but the pass just isn't quite as good. And Virgil van Dijk just cuts across and shields that ball out of play for a goal kick, as this has been much of Manchester City's problems in the first half. The final ball, and the creativity has been lacking for City for much of this first half, despite having 70% possession in this first half. But they've yet to create a chance of any real note apart from the one that was disallowed for offside. Here is Jobasai plays the ball across there to Robertson. It's down to Luis Diaz. Diaz cuts in towards the middle there and plays the ball across to Salah, the goal scorer. Salah cuts inside. Oh, that's a great ball to Trent Alexander-Arnold, and he drills the ball across. But that is a really good interception by Nathan Ake. This was really quite brilliant. Liverpool putting together another fantastic move. Luis Diaz plays the ball across to Salah, and Salah, looking like he was going to shoot, plays a short pass instead, and the cross by Trent Alexander-Arnold was read really well by Nathan Ake. As the rain begins to fall in Manchester, that's a phrase that you hear a lot, the rain beginning to fall in Manchester. And the corner is going to be taken on that right-hand side. It's going to be taken by Alexis McAllister. We have 10 minutes to go until half-time. McAllister swings that cross in. Oh, it's just headed away but only as far as Curtis. Is that Curtis Jones? No. Trent Alexander-Arnold, who's down the left-hand side at the moment, gives the ball to Gravenberch. Gravenberch gives the ball to Jones, and it's back with Gravenberch. And Trent Alexander-Arnold plays the ball long. Oh, he's looking for Dominic Szoboszlai. The ball eventually does get to Szoboszlai via a header from Nathan Ake. And Szoboszlai now drops the ball back. And back into the centre circle to Konate. Luke says, think it would be easier to report when it isn't raining in Manchester. Yes, that's very true. Here is Virgil van Dijk. Gives the ball there to the number 66, Trent Alexander-Arnold. And back to the goalkeeper. And Virgil van Dijk. Back to the goalkeeper. And across there to Ibrahima Konate. Konate. And Omar Mamouche just trying to get in the way of that. As we approach half-time, Ross Vernon will go through the half-time scores with the scores from earlier on today and possibly some other scores. And we'll take a break and be back for the second half. Luis Diaz now gets into the penalty area. It's dropped back there to Andrew Robertson, but reading that really well was Kevin De Bruyne. Just gets in the way of that and puts the ball out of play. So it's going to be a throw into Liverpool, which Andrew Robertson will take down this left-hand side. And throws it back to Virgil van Dijk, who's just inside his own half. Gives the ball to Konate. Konate across to Mohamed Salah. Back to Alexander-Arnold. Oh, it's a beautiful ball by Alexander-Arnold to Salah. Salah inside the penalty area, turns left and right. Across to Szoboszlai with a shot. It's deflected. It's 2. Oh, Dominic Szoboszlai. It's 2-0 to Liverpool on a second deflected goal, which left the goalkeeper Ederson rooted to the spot. 37 minutes gone. It's Manchester City 0, Liverpool 2. And it's a goal by the Hungarian captain, Dominic Szoboszlai. And, well, it just took a vicious deflection, I guess, which diverted it away from Ederson. Let's take a look at this again. Once again, it was a brilliant move by Liverpool. The ball over to Mohamed Salah, to Trent Alexander-Arnold. His ball was superb over the top to Salah again. Salah just held the ball up, and finally played the pass to Dominic Szoboszlai, and it looks like it took a deflection, and we'll get a better look at this deflection here. Just a square pass to Szoboszlai. Oh, maybe it didn't take a deflection. I might get a better look at it here. Looks like it came off Kasanov. No, it didn't. It actually didn't. It went through Kasanov's legs, and Ederson was just wrong-footed with the shot. And he was leaning towards his right-hand side, and it went towards his left. So Liverpool take a 2-goal lead, and, well, if this carries on the way it is, they'll have one hand on the trophy tonight, really. City coming forward now. Here's Phil Foden. And it's back to Gonzalez. Gonzalez just gives the ball to Nathan Ake. Ake across to Josko Gvardiol. And here's Jeremy Doku. Doku to Omar Mamouche, who fights to keep the ball and goes down under the challenge from Ibrahima Konate, and a free kick to Manchester City right on the corner of the penalty area, down the left-hand side, down the left-hand side, and it's right on the corner of the penalty area. So this is a particularly dangerous position. Omar Mamouche standing over it along with Phil Foden. You have to wonder. I don't think it's going to be a shot from here. It's I don't see that. It's probably going to be swung into the middle, but both Omar Mamouche and Phil Foden are standing over it. Excuse me. Omar Mamouche. Looks like he's going to take it. Phil Foden's just standing off it too, but we'll just see. Foden steps over it. It's Mamouche who swings it in and headed out by Ibrahima Konate. Back to Mamouche, who gives it to Lewis. Lewis hands the ball back to Omar Mamouche. Good ball down the left-hand side to Jeremy Doku. Doku cuts inside of Trent Alexander-Arnold. Gives the ball back to Mamouche. Oh, Mamouche beats Luis Diaz comfortably there. Gives the ball back to Doku. Doku drops the ball back to Josko Gvardiol. With 5 minutes to go until the break here at the Etihad Stadium. It's Manchester City 0, Liverpool 2. Oh, it's a poor ball there by Lewis, and it's picked up now by Mohamed Salah, who's got a goal and an assist in this game. And he's dispossessed there by Josko Gvardiol. Gives the ball to Doku. Doku shields it well and tries to get it away from the Egyptian king. And there goes the cross by Doku, and it's a brilliant interception by Konate, who gets a block on that and puts it behind for a Manchester City corner. As well, that's really good work by Konate, and he G's up the Liverpool fans behind that goal. 2-0 for Liverpool right now. Nottingham Forest defeat earlier on today. This result will suit them. As this corner is going to be taken down the left-hand side, and it's going to be taken by Omar Mamouche. He's going to swing this one in, and once again, it's not the best of corners. It's headed out by Trent Alexander-Arnold, and it's picked up by Rico Lewis. Back to Foden, long ball in, flicked on, and across to Savinho. Savinho picks up the ball here. It's pulled back to De Bruyne. De Bruyne gets a shot away, but it's blocked. And Liverpool appealing something. Not sure exactly what. But here is Nathan Ake. Ball forward. And just away from Kevin De Bruyne. And finally Virgil van Dijk gets his foot through it. And puts it out of play. A throw in to Manchester City, right on the halfway line. Pep Guardiola looking very perplexed, and cuts the figure of a frustrated man right now. And well, he might, because City really just haven't really created anything of note in this first half. Here is Savinho. Savinho, quick 1-2 that time. Savinho, he's dispossessed, and now here's Luis Diaz. Diaz tries to cut away, and that's a good challenge that time though by Rico Lewis, winning it back for City. Here's Omar Mamouche. Mamouche, he's about 30 yards out, gives the ball to De Bruyne. De Bruyne swings across in. The header is won by Virgil van Dijk. He heads it out only as far as De Bruyne. Finally, Savinho plays it off Dominic Jobbersley, and it's going to be a throw-in down the right-hand side, level with the Liverpool penalty area. It's taken very quickly. And Kasanov plays the ball across to Nathan Ake. Be interesting to see how much stoppage time is added on at the end of this first half. I can't imagine there being more than about 3 minutes. Here is Savinho. Savinho, good ball by Savinho to Rico Lewis. Lewis gets across in first time. It's headed out by Virgil van Dijk. And out of play, it's going to be a throw-in for City, level with the Liverpool 6-yard box. And Rico Lewis is going to take this one. And Savinho drops it back to Rico Lewis, and it's knocked out of play by Dominic Jobbersley. Another throw-in for City, this time level with the penalty area of Liverpool, and it's down that right-hand side. The throw-in is taken quickly to Kasanov. Kasanov played into the centre circle to Nathan Ake, and across to Jeremy Doku. Doku approaching the penalty area here. He's cutting inside. Good work by Doku. And he's moving towards the middle. It's a good ball to Savinho now. Can he get a decent cross in? Savinho. Oh no, it's blocked that time by Andrew Robertson, but it's back to Savinho. Once again, plays the ball here to Jeremy Doku. This is great work by Doku. Tries to get the cross in, and it's blocked that time by Robertson for a throw-in right down over by the corner flag. Just went the throw inside, only just. The throw-in is going to be taken by Rico Lewis. And just looking for options. Rico Lewis, as we approach the 45th minute of this game, drops it to De Bruyne, back to Lewis, and here's Mamouche. Mamouche plays the ball across. Foden goes down under the challenge. City half-hearted appeal. Big appeal by Phil Foden, but nothing given. Play goes on. The ball is cleared downfield by Virgil van Dijk and into the City half of the field. And it's picked up by Kasanov. Here's Nathan Ake. And that's a good ball across there to Josko Gvardiol. And here is Gonzalez. Gonzalez down to Kasanov. And here's Savinho. Savinho checks back and cuts towards the middle. Good work by Savinho. He plays the ball short there. And a long ball over to Kasanov. He heads the ball down, looking for Rico Lewis. It's a good challenge by Luis Diaz, going back doing defensive work. There's 2 minutes of stoppage time at the end of this first half at the Etihad Stadium. It's Manchester City 0, Liverpool 2. It's good work there by Kasanov. He gives the ball back there to Gonzalez, who gets the ball back and gives the ball to Rico Lewis. Lewis drops the ball back to Gonzalez. We've already had a minute of the first half stoppage time. Here is Ake. Ake down the left-hand side to Jeremy Doku. He's done so well. The ball is across to Mamouche. And it comes back to Gonzalez with a shot. Takes a deflection. And just for a second there has Alisson scrambling. But in the end, the Brazilian international just gets across comfortably to make the save. And he's just going to take his time here. As time ticking down at the end of this first half, with a goal disallowed for Manchester City on 30 minutes from Omar Mamouche. The only real bit of decent creativity that they had in this game. It's cleared downfield by Alisson and across to Luis Diaz. Diaz is beaten comfortably there by Rico Lewis, but Diaz is chasing Lewis back and he gives the ball to De Bruyne. De Bruyne gives the ball away. Oh, it was poor control though by McAllister, and now City can move forward. Here's Josko Gvardiol inside the centre circle. Time running out for the Citizens though. Here comes Jeremy Doku down the left. Good work by Doku. He's got Salah in front of him. Checks back. Drops the ball to Gonzalez. Gonzalez holds it up well and gives it to Kasanov. Can he get the ball into the box? De Bruyne will have to. Time running out. They've played the 2 minutes. De Bruyne may go for a shot. Oh my word, what is that? I think De Bruyne got caught between passing and shooting there and found himself nearer the corner flag than the goal. But that's it. The referee has blown for half time and Manchester City find themselves 2-0 down at home to a goal on 14 minutes by Mohamed Salah, deflected shot, and Dominic Szoboszlai from Salah's assist this time gave Liverpool the 2-goal lead at the Etihad Stadium, and that's where it sits. Back to you, Ross.
Thank you very much, Paul. Great first half from Liverpool, and the Reds go marching on into a comfortable lead at the halfway stage against Manchester City. We've got plenty of other games taking place. Then we'll try and get some reaction from the earlier game between Nottingham Forest's defeat to Newcastle United this afternoon as they finish in the Premier League. Newcastle 4, Nottingham Forest 3. Newcastle took the lead through, went behind on 6 minutes through Callum Hudson-Odoi's 6-minute strike to put Nottingham Forest in the lead before Lewis Miley, Jacob Murphy, a brace for Alexander Isak from Newcastle at 4-1 up at half time and in a comfortable looking lead. It would stay that way until the 63rd minute when Niko Milenkovic pulled one back for Nottingham Forest to make it 4-2, but Ryan Yates pulled one back in stoppage time, but it wasn't enough for Forest to get back into level terms in the game. In the Scottish Premiership, it finished St Johnstone 1, Hearts 2. Kabangu with a brace either side of Sidibe's equaliser for St Johnstone, 2-1 to Hearts, the final score in the Scottish Premiership today. In the Championship, Watford 2, Luton Town 0. Tom Delibashiru on 11 minutes from the penalty spot. Kayambe with a second on 23 minutes. And in the Championship, that was Watford against Luton. In League 1, Mansfield Town 1, Wrexham 2. McDonald put through his own net on 2 minutes, equalised on 16 minutes, and Cleworth pulled one back on got Wrexham back in the lead on 15 minutes. That was how it finished there in that game today as well. In La Liga, what a win for Athletic Bilbao. They've been Real Valladolid by 7 goals to 1. Yes, 7 goals to 1. Ugazar, Nico Williams with a brace, Zindane, Sanet, Rousset, and Inaki Williams on target for Athletic Club. Silla on target for Valladolid, who had Juric sent off for 2 bookable offences. Real Madrid winners in La Liga as well. They beat Girona by 2 goals to 0. Getafe v Betis kicks off in around about 9 minutes or so's time, while Sociedad take on Leganes at 8 o'clock UK time this evening. In German Bundesliga, Leipzig 2, Heidenheim 2. Openda and Sesko helped Leipzig come back from 2-0 down to draw 2-2 with Heidenheim after Onsak and Behringer's penalty put Heidenheim 2-0 after just 13 minutes in that game. Openda on 45 plus 2 and Sesko from the first part on 64 minutes. Made it 2-2 there. In the German Bundesliga, coming up towards half time, it's Bayern Munich 1, Eintracht Frankfurt 0. Michael Elise with the goal in first half stoppage time there. Hoffenheim versus Stuttgart, 6:30 kickoff in the German Bundesliga. Italian Serie A to tell you about: Como 2, Napoli 1. Romagnoli on goal for Como in the lead before Raspadori equalised on 17 minutes. 10 minutes between the 2 goals there. Claudiao won it for Como on 77 minutes. Verona with a 95th minute winner from Bernadette beat Fiorentina by a goal to 0. 0-0 between Empoli and Atalanta there as well. Cagliari against Juve kick off at 7:45. There's been a return this weekend of the MLS in America. I'll just run you through some of those scores that took place in the early hours of the morning, and we did have one result from last night in the MLS as well. I can tell you about as the MLS season is back up and underway in America after their season just restarted today. Well, this weekend it restarts. There's a game later tonight as well. So on Saturday evening, LAFC Los Angeles FC beat Minnesota United by a goal to 0. In the earlier matches today, Atalanta 3, CF Montreal 2, Cincinnati 1, New York Red Bulls 0, Columbus Crew 4, Chicago Fire 2, DC United 2, Toronto 2, Inter Miami 2, New York City 2, Orlando City 2, Philadelphia Unions 4, Austin 1, Sporting Kansas City 0, Houston Dynamo 1, FC Dallas 2, Nashville and New England Revolution and St. Louis City versus Colorado Rapids finished 0-0. Seattle Sounders 2, Charlotte FC 2, San Jose Earthquakes 4, Real Salt Lake 0. Portland Timbers versus Vancouver Whitecaps kicks off at 9 o'clock UK time, and at midnight, so early hours of Monday morning, LA Galaxy take on San Diego in the MLS, which is back this weekend. Right, let's see if we can get some reactions, shall we, from the game which took place earlier on today in the Premier League. Nottingham Forest went to the St James's Park, the home of Newcastle United, and they went down to a defeat in that game, and we'll try and get some reaction. I know that our good friend Luke has said we don't need any reaction from the Forest game. Let's just bring you some reaction anyway. 2 minutes worth of reaction comes from the Forest boss, Nuno Espirito Santo, who saw his side lead by a goal to 0, then throw away a 1-goal lead to go 4-1 down and pull 2 goals back, which wasn't enough for them to get through. Let's hear what Nuno Espirito Santo had to say on his side's defeat at St James's Park earlier on this afternoon. Few technical issues at this moment in time to try and get the reaction through from Nuno Espirito Santo. We'll try and get you that before the end of the game of our coverage this afternoon. Here, we'll try and bring you that in just a few moments' time. We'll just have a few issues there with that reaction. Then we'll try and get you some reaction from that game, though, this afternoon. Just a bit of technical issues taking place right now, but we will try and get you some reaction to Nottingham Forest's defeat to Newcastle United this afternoon in the Premier League. And Newcastle United, I must say, were very dominant in that game. And Nottingham Forest, you've got to say, they were just lacklustre in that game, and there was nothing to say why they played that bad. They just didn't, for some reason, didn't turn up after getting the lead. Let me try and bring some reaction, a bit of the reaction here in just a we'll bring you the reaction to that game at full time rather than half time, due to second half getting underway very, very shortly between these two sides. But we will get reaction from Nuno Espirito Santo before we leave you today from Nottingham Forest defeat, and we'll also try and bring you the reaction from Eddie Howe of Newcastle United as well, and we'll try and bring you reaction from both camps a little bit later on before we do finish today, and we'll try and give you some reaction from both ends of the camp and see if we can bring you the reaction there. We will be able to bring you reaction from some of Eddie Howe. We'll try and bring you some reaction if we can very shortly from Eddie Howe as well. If we do get that, but we will get some reaction at the end of our coverage from the Forest game with the Nottingham Forest manager Nuno Espirito Santo, which we have got time to play it here in full right now, so bring you in full a little bit later on. And just a quote I can bring you though from Nuno Espirito Santo. He says the team had the desire and belief to get some in that game, but for whatever reason, I don't think he showed out on that field of play this afternoon as we get ready to bring you the second half coverage. But before we do that, let's bring in your match commentator Paul James, who's back alongside us. And Paul, that first-half performance, Liverpool, with that first-half performance, you've got to say I've got one hand on the Premier League title after that.
Yeah, it certainly looks that way, doesn't it? They took advantage of their chances. They were creative. The final ball in the box was far better than Manchester City. Manchester City looked like I have to say, Manchester City were a little like Arsenal today. They've had all the possession, but really created nothing with it. They haven't got the penetrating balls into the box that you need for the strikers. It was on the whole, it was just in the end. I don't think Pep Guardiola will be altogether too happy with that performance, to be honest.
No, and you could see as well, Paul, that with the performance as well, you could see when Marmoush put the ball in the back and was flagged offside. We saw the side of the pitch, and Luke mentioned it during your commentary about it. He was screaming at him to stay on side, which is nothing less than you expect from Pep Guardiola, and that's what we wanting more from his side in the second half. And Liverpool, if you look at them, Paul, honestly, I will be saying more of the same, because Man City have had chances, but they've not really troubled Liverpool much in that first half.
No, they haven't, because they haven't created anything despite all the possession that they've had. Their build-up play has been excellent. They've had obviously Jeremy Doku is causing Liverpool some trouble down the left-hand side. Savinio down the right-hand side is also giving Andrew Robertson a run for his money. So the build-up play has really been good by Manchester City, but it's the final delivery, it's the final ball in the box that just isn't there for them at the moment. That missing piece that they need to put together this creativity that they need to get back in this game.
Absolutely, Paul. Absolutely. You've got to say you were saying at the beginning of the game potentially for this you were expecting this to be a draw. Do you think this could still be the case, Paul, or do you think Liverpool have got this game sewn up now?
Oh, it's never sewed up with 2-0. It's never sewed up with 2-0. 2-0's a funny lead. And Manchester City, once they get one back, they will be relentless. So I do not think a draw is out of the question. I think Liverpool, if the game carries on the way it's going, I think Liverpool will win. But if City can get the final ball into the box right, I think it's far from over.
Yeah, do you think Man City have missed Erling Haaland in that first half for his movement inside the penalty area? Mamouche is coming far too deep. Do you think they're missing someone like Haaland who stays in and around that 6-yard box on the last line of the defence, Paul?
Possibly, but I just think the balls into the box just haven't been good. The final pass just hasn't been good. It's you see example after example of where they've just kind of given the ball away or made the wrong choice in the pass, or just basically being intercepted. It's right now. It's the final ball, and I'm not even sure if it's the accuracy of the ball, or whether it's just the wrong pass made at the wrong time. But that's what appears to be the problem for Manchester City, and I'm not sure that even if they had Erling Haaland, would it have been any different? It's not like Mamouche is missing chances. Mamouche isn't getting chances, apart from the one that he did have, which he put away that was offside.
Yeah, you've got to question, Paul, as well. Obviously, you've mentioned they're not getting enough chances in that first half. You've got to question, say, like the defensive work from Liverpool for those chances to come about.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly the first goal. It took a deflection, bit unlucky for Nathan Ake. The second goal, however, there was just way too much space for Dominic Szoboszlai where he was, and the view, I think Ederson was blocked as well there, which left him rooted to the spot.
Yes, back over to Paul then, ready for the second half, with the players back out on the field.
Thank you very much, Ross. Welcome back, everybody. City are going to get the game underway for the second half, attacking the goal to our left, as they will come out, hopefully for them, with a little bit more of a different approach. Here is Gonzalez. Gonzalez drops the ball to Kasanov. Kasanov back to Nathan Ake. Ake, midway inside his own half of the field, played forward there to Gvardiol. Gvardiol just drops it back into his own half of the field. And here is Ake again, as Manchester City will be looking to get themselves back into this game. A quick goal at the start of the second half, and this game is a whole new contest. But they have chosen to go back to Ederson, and it's back with Nathan Ake now. The ball is played forward to Mamouche. Mamouche drops it back to Gvardiol. Back to Ake again. Here's Doku. Doku over the halfway line. Back to Gvardiol. Goes back to Ake one more time. As Manchester City will be looking to get something from this game. They have definitely slipped way out of the title race right now, and will be, in my opinion, out for it for good with this. If this result stays the way that it is, Liverpool's nearest rivals, Arsenal, well, they're in my opinion, they're also out of it really. So this is Liverpool's title to lose at this point. Here's Gvardiol. Ball is across to Doku. Doku tries to play the ball forward to Omar Mamouche. Cutting across well is Virgil van Dijk. Just gets his foot on it, and it goes behind for a corner to Manchester City. As down the left-hand side, Omar Mamouche continues to take them. The corners that he has taken down the left-hand side in the first half were not the best. Let's see if he can deliver a better one here. Nathan Ake getting into the 6-yard box, looking to make a nuisance of himself. Mamouche delivers the corner in, and just getting across there and making the header was Gvardiol, but it goes behind, and it's a goal kick to Liverpool. Pep Guardiola, well, with the title pretty much out of the way, and they're out of the Champions League. They're, of course, not in the League Cup final. Their only option really now is the FA Cup. And the ball is given away that time. And here is Mamouche. It's across to De Bruyne. De Bruyne to Savinho. Savinho tries to get a shot away. It's blocked. And it's picked up. The loose ball is picked up by Gonzalez. It's given to Jeremy Doku. Doku back to Gonzalez. I'm going to run through the lineups for you in just a few minutes' time. As soon as City are done here. Here is the ball is with Gonzalez. And it's out to the right-hand side, and it's De Bruyne. Back to Gonzalez. Kasanov coming up from the back. Gives the ball to De Bruyne. De Bruyne down the right-hand side, and here's Rico Lewis. Rico Lewis drops the ball back to Gonzalez. Back to Kasanov. And here's Lewis again. He's got options down the right-hand side. Here's Savinho. Savinho just trying to turn away from Luis Diaz. Does well there, does Savinho. And a long ball over to the left-hand side finds Jeremy Doku. And Doku pulls the ball back now to Gvardiol. Gvardiol skips inside the penalty area. Back to Doku. Can he get the cross in? Plays it short to Gvardiol. And now then, here's Omar Mamouche. Mamouche with a shot, but it's blocked and cleared away by Trent Alexander-Arnold. And your lineups today are Ederson in goal, Josko Gvardiol, Nathan Ake, Abdulkadir Kasanov, Rico Lewis, Nico Gonzalez, Kevin De Bruyne, Jeremy Doku, Phil Foden, Savinho, and Omar Mamouche. And for Liverpool, Alisson Becker, Andrew Robertson, Virgil van Dijk, Ibrahima Konate, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Alexis McAllister, Ryan Gravenberch, Curtis Jones, Dominic Szoboszlai, Mohamed Salah, and Luis Diaz. No changes at half-time, so it's as you were. Kevin Benson has joined the chat. Great movement in this game, not much around the midfield. Hi, Kevin, hope you're doing well. And here now in the middle of the park with a bit of space is Nico Gonzalez, and gives the ball to Kevin De Bruyne. And De Bruyne's pass there to Savinho didn't quite make it, and it goes out of play for a throw-in. We've had 5 minutes gone at the start of this second half, with Liverpool on the back foot mostly, but once again the passing just not there for Manchester City. Gvardiol gives the ball back to Ake, and now then here's Mamouche. He's about 30 yards from goal, Omar Mamouche. He's lucky, he gave the ball away, but it bounced back to him. And he's a foul here, and it looks like that might be on Luis Diaz from Omar Mamouche. I think it's Diaz. He's down right now, I think. Or is that Trent Alexander-Arnold? I'm not sure. We'll take another look at this in a moment, find out who it is. It's blocked by Gravenberch, and oh no, it's Curtis Jones. Yes, he just got the studs on the foot by Omar Mamouche. A late challenge. Mamouche also down. Just getting to his feet now. Curtis Jones looking on. And here's Ibrahima Konate. Ball played long there, forward, and it's picked up comfortably by Manchester City. Was a hopeful ball there by Trent Alexander-Arnold, but it's picked up here by Nathan Ake. Ake just gives the ball there to Gonzalez. Back to Nathan Ake. Ake holds the ball up inside his own half of the field. Oh, it's short pass forward to Phil Foden. Here's Josko Gvardiol. Back to Nathan Ake, as this way that City tend to play, always starting from the back. And here is Jeremy Doku, just beats two players there, but he runs the ball away from him, and Luis Diaz picks the ball up. And there's McAllister. McAllister forward to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Trent Alexander-Arnold picking out Mo Salah on the right-hand side. Quick break for Liverpool if they hurry. Salah cuts into the penalty area. Oh, he tries to curl it towards the back post, but it's all the way across to Andrew Robertson, who swings the ball back in. But it's over everybody's head and goes out of play for a throw into Manchester City. But Liverpool on the break there could have been 4-on-4. Salah just tried to curl the ball towards the back post. It was in that corridor of uncertainty. It wasn't dealt with by Ederson, but the return cross in by Alexander-Arnold just goes way over everybody's head and out for a throw-in on the far side. And Gvardiol is going to take that throw-in down the left side. Gives the ball to Ake, and Ake gives the ball back to Ederson. Ederson played short there. And he plays it to Kasanov. It's now back with Lewis. Here's Gonzalez for Manchester City. Forward to Mamouche. Mamouche gives the ball to Gvardiol. He's got Doku up there with him. Back to Gvardiol. And Gonzalez into the centre circle to Rico Lewis. Oh, beautiful dummy there by Savinho. Finds Kevin De Bruyne. De Bruyne plays the ball there to Mamouche, and Phil Foden tries to get the pass across to Doku, but it's intercepted, and now Liverpool can go on the break. And that's a good ball by Salah to Dominic Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai plays the ball across there to Curtis Jones. Jones now gives the ball to Trent Alexander-Arnold, who's on the right-hand side. And now approaching the penalty area here, cutting inside is Trent Alexander-Arnold. He drops the ball back. And it's McAllister. And back to McAllister again, as Liverpool have just slowed the pace right down. Virgil van Dijk gives the ball to Gravenberch. Gravenberch. Good ball there to Trent. Across there to Virgil van Dijk. Van Dijk, it's a long ball by Van Dijk, looking for Salah. It's brilliant, right to his feet. Here goes Virgil van Dijk in front of Josko Gvardiol. Cuts inside the Croatian. A back heel by Szoboszlai, looking to find Salah again, but that was easily well read by Gonzalez. And now City are on the break with Omar Mamouche over the halfway line. Gives the ball back there to Gonzalez. Gonzalez across to the supporting Rico Lewis. Lewis just slows the ball down. No fast break that time. Here's Gonzalez across to Gvardiol. Gvardiol to Doku. Doku now, corner of the penalty area, cuts inside. Oh, he tries to play the ball through to Mamouche, but that was well read by Kanate. And Liverpool break down that move as once again City's final ball just isn't there. The ball is played forward, and is that gone out of play? Nope, the referee says play on. Here's Phil Foden for Manchester City. It's a good block there by Gravenberch, and eventually picked up by Dominic Szoboszlai. Gives the ball back to Alisson. Cleared downfield and chested down well by Mohamed Salah. And away goes Luis Diaz. He's in one-on-one. Diaz, if he gets this right. Oh, what a good challenge by Kasanov. Just made a vital challenge there to stop Diaz getting in one-on-one. And, well, that really was. If Diaz could have got that under control, he could have been in one-on-one with Ederson. Liverpool still had possession with Trent Alexander-Arnold just inside the City half of the field. Here's Ryan Gravenberch. Drops the ball back in his own half to Ibrahima Konate. Trent plays the ball forward. And it's brought down well there by Dominic Szoboszlai. And he gives the ball to Gravenberch. It's back through to Szoboszlai. It's 2-0 across to Diaz. It's 3-0. And Liverpool possibly have sold this game up. And, well, that really was poor defending on the part of Manchester City. Luis Diaz with the goal on 56 minutes. And that is poor defending by the Citizens. It was 2-0. There was nobody back. Szoboszlai could have shot himself. He unselfishly squared it across, and it was put into the net. Let's just take a look at this again. The ball was played forward by Gravenberch. Yes, he's onside, in my opinion. It's difficult to tell from that angle. VAR are reviewing this goal now. So we're just going to see whether this goal is going to stand or not. It's actually Jones who put it in the net, by the way, not Diaz. But yeah, actually, when you look at it from that angle, if they look at it from this angle, they're going to rule this goal out. If they look at it from this angle, if this is the only angle they look at it at, they're going to rule this goal out. It is very tight, but I don't think that this is a really good angle to look at it at. I think they're going to need the lines, and he is offside, yes. This goal is going to be ruled out. So Curtis Jones gets a disallowed goal on 56 minutes. And, well, yeah, the referee signals the goal that it's ruled out, and it remains 2-0. It was very, very tight. But I think the right decision there was reached in the end. Here's Omar Mamouche. And ball bounces up into the air, and De Bruyne just knocks it down to Jeremy Doku. Doku through to Mamouche. Mamouche with a shot! Oh, it just whistles wide. And that's a first bit of creativity that really works out well for City. This it was cut inside. It was a good ball by Doku, who has possibly been Manchester City's best player. To Omar Mamouche, but it just whistles wide. But that really was, they got it right that time, did Manchester City. And behind for it's going to be a corner. It looks like, yeah, that cross swings in there and headed out by Virgil van Dijk from the corner. Here's Savinho. Savinho dropped back to Kevin De Bruyne. I guess Alisson must have got a save on that shot from Mamouche. Here is Doku. Doku tries to get a shot in. It's the cross in. It's blocked by Konate. The ball is given away though, but there is a foul on Salah, and it's going to be a free kick to Liverpool. 59 minutes gone. Looking at Jeremy Doku, he's been quite outstanding today, really causing Trent Alexander-Arnold some misery down that left-hand side. Kevin Benson says, "Wow, no remorse." Well, it's Liverpool at the moment. I don't think they're settling for 2-0. If that's what you mean, Kevin. I think this is. I think they're going for a third. They want to put this game to bed. Here is the number 11 for Liverpool, Mohamed Salah, across to Curtis Jones. Jones over on the far side to Robertson, and it's picked up by Konate. Konate to Trent Alexander-Arnold. And now here's Salah. Salah drops it back to Alexander-Arnold. Forward again to Salah. Oh, he's got lots of space in front of him. He tries to play the ball into the middle, but that is a good piece of defending by Kasanov. He was looking for Luis Diaz in the middle, but that was a good challenge by Kasanov. Kevin De Bruyne runs the ball out of play for a corner to Liverpool. But that, again, was a quick break by Liverpool, catching Manchester City. And they're being caught out on numerous occasions on the break here. Excuse me. Kevin De Bruyne running that ball behind. So the corner to Liverpool. Virgil van Dijk coming up for it. See if he can... Excuse me. See if he can pick something out here. It's the corner is by McAllister. Cut into the middle to Virgil van Dijk, who chests the ball down, and it breaks loose on a chance and turned over the crossbar. Andrew Robertson with a shot, but it was over the crossbar. It was good work by Virgil van Dijk. He chests that ball down, and it looks like his toe poke managed to find Robertson, but his finish was poor. Once again, not great defending by Manchester City. What we've seen down the years under Pep Guardiola is one thing: is a solid defence. Media, radio, jingles and gaming says we'll get a third. Liverpool will get a third to finish it off. City have only a few good chances as Liverpool were easily the better side in this game. Kevin Benson says Leeds United v Sheffield United should be interesting tomorrow. Yeah. It's going to be a throw-in anyway to City, which is taken quickly. And Nathan Ake plays the ball forward to Omar Mamouche. Mamouche drops it back there to Josko Gvardiol. Mamouche is fouled, and it's on a free kick taken quickly. Here's Jeremy Doku. Doku holds the ball up, and it goes back to Gonzalez. Gonzalez back to Lewis. Good ball over to Savinio on the far side. City now looking to see if they can get a goal back and change the complex of this game. Here's Gonzalez. Back to Rico Lewis. Nathan Ake. And across there to Jeremy Doku. Doku now making a run for the penalty area. Gets the cross in, but it's too close to Alisson. And he just plucks that out of the air. Jeremy Doku looking frustrated today. City preparing a substitute. That looks like it might be... I'm just going to see, is that James McAtee? But there is City about to make a substitution, the first one of the game. Here's Andrew Robertson for Liverpool. Liverpool breaking forward, 5-on-5 if they hurry. Here's Luis Diaz. Cutting into the penalty area. Diaz with a shot! Super save by Ederson. Oh, Luis Diaz just cut inside. And Ederson is letting his defence know. Nobody closed down Luis Diaz. And it was a super one-handed save over the crossbar. But my goodness me, again, City not closing down or pressing the Liverpool forward in any way, shape or form. And it's a corner to Liverpool. Manchester City going to wait on this substitution, I think. I'm just going to see who's going to take it over on the far side. It's on the right-hand side, so it's going to be Ryan Gravenberch, I think. Not Ryan Gravenberch, sorry. The Alexis McAllister. He's been taking them down the right-hand side. Yeah, it's going to be McAllister who's going to outswing this one. And he does go for the outswing. The heads go up, and it's just won that time by Gvardiol ahead of Virgil van Dijk. That was no mean feat. It's back to Gravenberch. Gravenberch goes all the way back to Alisson. As we've had 65 minutes gone here. It's Manchester City 0, Liverpool 2. Long ball forward, one in the air by Rico Lewis. And now City can break away with Phil Foden. He took a bit too long that time. But it's won back by Kevin De Bruyne. De Bruyne plays the ball out to the right to Savinio. City now breaking forward in numbers. And here's Rico Lewis. Lewis is about 35 yards from goal. Back to Gonzalez, and Lewis again. Just puts his foot on the ball and plays the ball to Nathan Ake. Good ball out to the left-hand side to Jeremy Doku. Doku cuts inside and drops the ball back there to Gvardiol. And Nathan Ake holds the ball up and across there to Gonzalez. And that's Kasanov. Finds Savinio. Savinio beats Robertson. Gets into the penalty area. Savinio cuts inside. Plays the ball back and the shot is blocked. Is that going to take a deflection? Is that going to be a corner to Manchester City? As Nico Gonzalez with the effort there. And it is in fact James McAtee that is coming on now for Manchester City. And is coming on for Kevin De Bruyne. So a substitution there brings on James McAtee for Kevin De Bruyne. And that will be City's first substitution of the game. Kevin De Bruyne, he's not quite been his day today. So he is taken off. And we've got a free kick to Manchester City, which is taken quickly. And here is Savinio now. Savinio cutting inside the penalty area down the right-hand side. Brilliant run by Savinio. Oh, but he just runs it a little bit too far, and it goes behind for a goal kick. But just for a moment there, Savinio had beaten 2 or 3 Liverpool defenders, but he just ran it too far, and you could see he cut the look of frustration on his face. City have the ball though from the goal kick. And here is Jeremy Doku. He's fouled by Jobeslai. It's going to be a free kick to Liverpool, about 35-40 yards from goal. And Pep Guardiola, well, he's just looking on. Free kick is going to be taken. Is Omar Mamouche over it? Obviously Phil Foden. It's taken short to Mamouche. Mamouche swings across into the penalty area. It's bouncing around, and the shot came in and over the crossbar. I think it might have actually come off Konate last as that shot came in. Let's have a look. It looks like it is. Yes, it was chested down by Nathan Ake, and it was cleared out of play on the far side by the number 5, Ibrahima Konate. Gavardiol takes a throw in. Oh, and that's a brilliant move there by Jeremy Doku, and he managed to find Kasanov in the penalty area, and Kasanov was dispossessed immediately. But that was a brilliant move by Jeremy Doku. And here's Diaz now. Diaz is mugged. It's McAtee. Gives the ball to Gonzalez. Gonzalez across to Nathan Ake. Back to Kasanov. Rico Lewis. And it's back with Phil Foden. Here's Nathan Ake. Gonzalez goes over to Savinio on the far side. Savinio now just trying to cut inside again. He gives the ball to Foden. Foden may fancy a shot from here. He does. It's blocked by Gravenberch. And finally, Diaz heads it back into his own penalty area and cleared away by Trent Alexander-Arnold. Fighting for the ball is Kasanov here along with Diaz. The ball goes out of play. It's going to be a throw-in for Manchester City. It's taken quickly by Kasanov. Inside the centre circle here is Rico Lewis to Gavardiol. Gavardiol to Doku again. Doku cuts inside the penalty area and he pulls it back out to Gonzalez. Gonzalez thinks about the shot but drops it back to Rico Lewis. 20 minutes to go here at the Etihad Stadium. Still 2-0 to Liverpool. Cutting up to the byline there is Savinio. Tries to get the cross in. McAtee couldn't control it and it's cleared out and away. Only as far as Kasanov. Back to Rico Lewis. Down the right hand side. The ball to Savinio. He was challenged that time by Andrew Robertson. He puts the ball out of play and it's going to be a throw in to Manchester City. Level with the Liverpool penalty area. Throws the ball back to the number 14 Gonzalez. Gonzalez just drops the ball back there to McAtee, who gets the ball back to Gonzalez. It's now out to Doku. Doku has got two. They're doubling up on Doku on that side. Here's Nico Gonzalez, and Rico Lewis now plays the ball over to Savinio. Savinio cuts inside the penalty area, beats Savinio. Oh, he's dispossessed by Luis Diaz as they double up on Savinio on the other side, as this is where the threat is coming from for Manchester City right now, down both those flanks. It looks like Salah and Trent Alexander-Arnold are doubling up on Doku. Diaz and Andrew Robertson on Savinio. The ball is forward to Mamouche. Mamouche is dispossessed by Mo Salah. Salah tries to beat two players, but he's dispossessed there by Gonzalez. Scrappy play in the middle of the park here. Here's Nathan Ake to Gavardiol. Gavardiol across to Doku. Doku now going to get to the byline. He cuts back. He gets a shot away. It's blocked. And it's picked up by Kasanov. That's a good ball there to Gonzalez over on the far side, and now here is Savinho. Savinho gets a cross in, finds Doku. Is he going to have a shot? He does. Takes a bit of a deflection, but fortunately for Alisson Becker, it goes straight to him, and the goalkeeper makes a comfortable save, and that brings an end to that Manchester City attack. Well, Doku didn't connect it properly. But perhaps some longer range efforts now may be in order with the rain coming down and the surface looking a lot more slicker. Perhaps some extra efforts on goal to see what they might create. McAtee is dispossessed. Here is Jobaslai. And it's played down the right-hand side to Salah. Salah just lifts the ball back there to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Here's Gravenberch. Gravenberch. Over on the far side to Robertson. Back to Diaz. Diaz drops the ball back here to Virgil van Dijk. Across to Ibrahima Konate. There's 18 minutes left here at the Etihad Stadium. It is still 2-0 to Liverpool. And so far, Liverpool are preparing 2 substitutes themselves. And those substitutes are Wataru Endo and Kostas Tsimikas are preparing to come on now. So Andrew Robertson will make way, of course, because that's where Kostas Tsimikas will fit in. Wataru Endo will probably go into the holding midfield role, but we'll see how this all plays out. So Andrew Robertson comes off for Kostas Tsimikas. Also coming off actually is Curtis Jones. So we'll see how this all weighs out for Liverpool. Curtis Jones and Andrew Robertson make way for Kostas Tsimikas and Wataru Endo. Greek international Tsimikas, very valuable player to Liverpool. He's on now, and we'll see how this affects Liverpool coming forward. Manchester City have possession of the ball right now, and it's Gonzalez. Gonzalez inside the centre circle. Goes across to Kasanov. And it's now with Nathan Ake. Ake plays the ball long. It's comfortably dealt with by Van Dijk, but he only manages to head the ball out as far as Savinho. Savinho now cuts into the penalty area. He's got 2 players around him, gets to the byline. He chooses not to do the cross and instead drops it back. And there's Rico Lewis to Gonzalez. Oh, looking for Savinho. Savinho gets a cross in. Mamouche was almost there. A vital challenge by Virgil van Dijk, blocking Mamouche there. And Lewis just gets a follow-up, but only turns it behind. And what an opportunity that was. Cuts across there. Oh, yes, it was a vital interception by Virgil van Dijk. Just gets ahead of Omar Mamouche. And then Rico Lewis tried to get in and just put that ball in, but he actually only diverted it wide. And now Salah's away on the break, but that is good defending that time by Ake. But Salah picks up the ball on the edge of the box, strikes a shot, and Ederson gets across and makes a smart but comfortable save. 15 minutes to go here, and Liverpool still looking for that 3rd goal. It's just a shot away there. It was just a comfortable save in the end by Ederson. But Mohamed Salah has really made life very difficult for that Manchester City defence, which at the best of times has not been great today. Here's Ake, plays the ball long, looking for Jeremy Doku, but that's a good interception by Trent Alexander-Arnold, and he finds Jobaslai across there to Salah, but Salah gave the ball away, took it away really from Alexis McAllister, and now City can move forward with Omar Mamouche down to Jeremy Doku down the left-hand side. Corner of the penalty area, Doku. It's laid off by McAtee to Gonzalez. Gonzalez back to Doku. Doku cuts inside the penalty area now. Jeremy Doku, can he get the cross in? It's great play. And it's good work there by Wataru Endo, who puts the ball behind for a corner. But Jeremy Doku, he has worked so hard for Manchester City today. Here he is again from the short corner. Doku back to the edge of the box to Phil Foden. Foden holds the ball up and he swings the ball into the middle, but it's cleared away. And here's Rico Lewis. Rico Lewis, long ball over again to Doku. He's got a bit of space on that left-hand side, but his first touch wasn't great. And he runs the ball out of play for a goal kick as the frustrated Pep Guardiola continues to lambaste his players at the moment. It's a triple substitution now for Manchester City. Great, I've got my work cut out now. Ilkay Gundogan is coming on. Also Kovacic, so Kovacic is coming on. So Kovacic, Ilkay Gundogan, and I'm trying to see who the other one is. I'm just trying to see who that is. It's the third one that's come on there. We'll get an answer for you in just a moment. I can tell you it's Kovacic and Gundogan. Here we go. Mamouche, Ake and Gonzalez are off. Mamouche, Ake, Gonzalez are off. Gundogan, Diaz, that's Ruben Diaz by the way, and Kovacic are all on. So substitution there for Manchester City. That makes up 4 substitutes for the Premier League champions now in this game. Mamouche, well, it's not quite been his day, has it? Liverpool also making a substitution to make my life even harder. Ake, well, it's Cody Gakpo coming on. And we're just trying to see who's coming on for Cody Gakpo. Oh, it's coming off Cody Gakpo is Diaz. Luis Diaz coming off for Cody Gakpo. Okay, and that is that. So Cody Gakpo comes on for Luis Diaz. So we'll run through all those substitutes for you again in just a moment, just sort of clear in your mind. It's been that sort of game today. And the ball is with Rico Lewis. He plays the ball across there to Kasanov. Kasanov just holds the ball up. And it's out of play. It's gone behind for a goal kick. So these are your substitutions. Ruben Diaz, Mateo Kovacic and Ilkay Gundogan are on for City. Nathan Ake, Nico Gonzalez and Omar Mamouche are off. For Liverpool, Luis Diaz is off and Cody Gakpo is on. And those are your substitutes. As the ball is picked up here by Rico Lewis, and he tries to find Mateo Kovacic. Kovacic, his first touch as a substitute inside the centre circle, and he delivers the ball to Ilkay Gundogan as he gets on now the ball, and it's given back to Kovacic. Kovacic back to Doku. Doku always dispossessed. That's a really fine challenge by Ryan Gravenberch. It's cleared away, but really only as far as Ruben Diaz, the other substitute there, and the cross coming into the middle, but does that take a deflection off Andrew Robertson? It doesn't appear to. It looks like it's gone behind for a goal kick, and Liverpool will continue to take their time with this goal kick. They've certainly no hurry. Here's Trent Alexander-Arnold. Oh, Alexander-Arnold's given the ball away to Kovacic. Kovacic now goes down. The referee says nothing doing. And it's cleared away there by Trent Alexander-Arnold much more firmly this time. And picked up here by McAtee. McAtee for Manchester City. Coming forward now. And it's picked up by Kovacic. Kovacic across to Lewis. Lewis over on the far side there to Savinho. Savinho pulls the ball back. It's swung in there by Foden over on the far side to Doku, but cleared away by Trent Alexander-Arnold. And picked up again by Ruben Diaz as City looking to come forward one more time, looking for a goal to get back into this game. They are definitely struggling right now. Here is Kovacic, plays the ball out over on the far side to Savinho. He's got Ilkay Gundogan alongside him. Back to Rico Lewis. Well, I'll have to name my player of the match very shortly. And here is Foden, gives it back to Rico Lewis. Kovacic, back to Foden again. He's got a bit of space, Foden. Tries to find Doku. Trent Alexander-Arnold tries to clear it, but plays it off Foden. And it goes behind for a goal kick. So I will give my producer the player of the match. And I will announce that player of the match in about 6 minutes' time. As we look at passes in the final third, Manchester City have had 160 to Liverpool's 41. And it makes you wonder what the lack of creativity in the entire game with all of this really tells its own story. They've been a little better in the second half, Manchester City, but once again, they've not really forced Alisson into any save. And that's a terrible giveaway by Ruben Diaz. And here comes Salah. Salah plays the ball through, and there's a chance for Szoboszlai, but a super save by Ederson in the end. But really, that was a poor giveaway by Ruben Diaz. Just played it off the back of Kovacic. And once again, Mo Salah played the ball through. And between Ederson and the sliding defender, Kasanov has stopped that from being 3 and this game being over. It's going to be a corner to Liverpool, I think. It's on the right-hand side, so this is normally McAllister territory. And he is going to take this one. McAllister is going to outswing this ball now. And up in the air. Oh, there's a header down by Konate. Salah keeps the ball in play, but Gvardiol just wins the ball back there comfortably and is now storming away with the ball. Gvardiol plays the ball long, looking for Phil Foden, who seems to be playing down the middle now. But a vital interception there by Kostas Tsimikas. And they're claiming it was a back pass. I think that's a bit of a stretch. Not for me by any stretch of the imagination. It looked like Kostas Tsimikas just got his boot on the end of this to try, but it just seemed to fall for Alisson. I think that would be a bit of a stretch in terms of a back pass. The ball is played forward now and knocked on to Salah. And Salah is chasing back Gvardiol. But this is good work by Josko Gvardiol on Salah, but he's only managed to give the ball away to Dominic Szoboszlai. But that's really the first time that Gvardiol has got the better of Mo Salah in this game. As Trent Alexander-Arnold just drops the ball back now to Ibrahima Konate. It's game management time for Liverpool now. Alisson gives the ball to Konate, to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Drops the ball back with 5 minutes plus stoppage time to go at the end of this game. And to be honest with you, I can't see there being an altogether too much stoppage time. The ball is played forward. Ruben Diaz wins a header. Won by Trent Alexander-Arnold. Heads that ball out of play. It's going to be a throw-in for City. Down the left-hand side, midway inside the Liverpool half of the field. Here's Kovacic. And across there to Gonzalez. Gonzalez plays the ball into the centre circle to Kovacic. And the ball is won there by Ilkay Gundogan. Drops the ball back to Ruben Diaz. He gives the ball now to Doku down the left-hand side. Doku just trying to cut inside. He's got Wataru Endo around him. He's got they're tripling up on Doku now. And here is Kovacic. Kovacic again, he goes down under the challenge. Anthony Taylor says play on. The ball is played forward, long, but that is too far from Mohamed Salah. And the ball goes out of play. And Liverpool, it's a throw into Manchester City. It was taken quickly. Here's Ruben Diaz. He goes back to Ederson. City have struggled to penetrate this Liverpool defence. Have struggled to create any real chances of any significant note. Here is Kovacic. Long ball is played forward. Chasing this one through is James McAtee, but it goes straight through to the goalkeeper. And there is 3 minutes to go in this game. And I will give you the man of the match in a couple of minutes' time here, but here is Mateo Kovacic. Kovacic down the left looking for Jeremy Doku, but he runs the ball out of play. Doku there, just not able to keep possession. Poor control, just switched off for a second there. But out of all of the Manchester City players, Jeremy Doku has probably been the pick of the bunch. Here is Trent Alexander-Arnold with a throw. Oh, it's a bad throw. Only finds Josko Gvardiol. Gvardiol across to Doku again. This time dispossessed, but it manages to break loose to Kovacic. Foden. Midway inside the Liverpool half. Kovacic. Good ball across there to Kasanov. Kasanov holds the ball up well. Gives the ball to Rico Lewis. That's a good ball over to the left, to the right-hand side to Savinho. Savinho again, can he get the cross in? No, that is really well blocked that time by the number 3 Wataru Endo. It's now back with Savinho again. Better cross this time, but Van Dijk deals with it. It's headed up into the air by McAllister. Endo tries to clear it away. Finally, Van Dijk gets his boot through it. Salah putting pressure on Gvardiol one more time. Gvardiol gives the ball to Jeremy Doku. Next stoppage of play, we're going to give you the man of the match. And here is Kovacic. Kovacic across to Doku. Inside the penalty area is Doku. Plays the ball back. And Ilkay Gundogan, it was just behind him. But Kovacic keeps possession. Back to Diaz. Over on the far side there to Savinho. And picked up by Rico Lewis. Rico Lewis, he's got Kovacic alongside him. Oh, it's a poor ball by Gundogan. And Liverpool can kind of come out now. But Liverpool have given the ball away as well. And now it's picked up again by Kovacic. Kovacic across to Savinho. Savinho tries to play the ball into the middle and it just escapes everybody and goes all the way through to Trent Alexander-Arnold. He puts his boot through it. And this is going to go from Ruben Diaz surely all the way back to the goalkeeper. And I'm going to give you the man of the match now. Today's man of the match, as sponsored by Commentary Services, goes to Liverpool's number 11, Mohamed Salah. A goal and an assist, and he has just been a pain all afternoon for that City defence. So today's player of the match, sponsored by Commentary Services, goes to Liverpool's number 11, Mohamed Salah. As now the break is on. Liverpool waiting to make another substitution. Looks like Harvey Elliott might be coming on down that side. And we'll be seeing him, no doubt, very shortly. As Liverpool now on the back foot. City coming forward with Gvardiol. Gvardiol down the left to Jeremy Doku. What can Doku do here? He drops the ball back. Across there to Kovacic. Kovacic tries to swing it in towards the back post, but that's dealt really, really well by Kostas Tsimikas. And Tsimikas clears the ball downfield. How much stoppage time is going to be given? We're going to wait and see. I think we're going to get an announcement now. 4 minutes of stoppage time. Not a lot of time for Manchester City to get back in this game. Long ball over on the far side to Doku, and it's out of play. And I think we may well see this Liverpool substitution now, are we? Yes, it is. And it's going to be Mohamed Salah, the man of the match today. 25 goals this season. Mohamed Salah is going to take a break now and receive the applause from the Liverpool fans for his performance today. And Harvey Elliott is the man coming on to replace him, as Salah will take 5 and take a bow. A great job by the Egyptian King today for Liverpool, and has helped put one hand on the Premier League trophy for Liverpool today. As Elliott is now on, as the throw-in will be taken. There's also been another substitution. Gerald Quansah has come on for Trent Alexander-Arnold. So substitution there double substitution in fact for Liverpool. Trent Alexander-Arnold off, Gerald Quansah on. That makes all 5 substitutes used by Arne Slot as time is ticking down in this one. The City go all the way back to Ederson, as they seem to have run out of ideas of Manchester City at this point. It has to be said. It's certainly not been Pep's greatest afternoon, or Manchester City's for that matter. And you can already see a lot of empty seats around us here. Here is Kovacic. Plays the ball out there to Rico Lewis. Lewis just gives the ball to Savinho. Back to Mateo Kovacic. Kovacic tries lifting the ball up there for Josko Gvardiol, but Alisson just comes out and falls on the ball. We're into the last 2 minutes of stoppage time at the end of this encounter, and I think Erling Haaland's expression on his face there just tells the story. Is indicative of Manchester City's day, and is indicative of all the Manchester City supporters watching this right now. It's cleared downfield by Alisson. The ball is won in the air by Gonzalez. City still have possession despite all their possession, despite all the touches of the ball in the opposition area. They've created so little. Here's Harvey Elliott. Ibrahima Konate, and he plays the ball forward there to Wataru Endo, just dispossessed there that time by Ruben Diaz. As the Liverpool fans celebrate, they'll enjoy the short trip back to Merseyside tonight, as time ticking down now for the Citizens, and Liverpool breaking forward here. It's 5-on-3 if they hurry, and the cross is going to come in, but it's blocked as Kostas Tsimikas will have another go. And chasing that one down is Harvey Elliott, but City win possession and clear the ball away. But that really was an opportunity for Liverpool. Here's Harvey Elliott again. Holds the ball up and drops the ball back to Konate. We've played almost the full 4 minutes now. I can't imagine Anthony Taylor playing much more outside of this. Is Tsimikas. Gakpo to Wataru Endo, as Liverpool just keeping possession in their own half of the field. Van Dijk goes back to the goalkeeper, and it's now with Konate. Konate to Quansah. Quansah just turned away there with Ryan Gravenberch. Brilliant play. Plays the ball forward, and Szoboszlai is chasing this one. Ederson chases it, comes out and clears the ball downfield. And now here's an opportunity for City at the other end with Phil Foden. Jeremy Doku down the left-hand side. Doku skipping inside the penalty area, goes down. The referee says no free kick. And here's Harvey Elliott. Doku protesting, but I think that's it. It is indeed. It's full time at the Etihad Stadium. Manchester City fall 2-0 at home to Liverpool, with goals from Mohamed Salah and Dominic Szoboszlai. Goal disallowed also in the first half for Manchester City by Omar Mamouche, and a goal disallowed in the second half for Curtis Jones. But it makes no difference. This game has put one hand on the trophy for Liverpool. It's theirs to lose now, and they are looking like they are the champions elect. Back to Russ in the studio.
Thank you very much, therefore, and what a game it has been this afternoon. Manchester City are well and truly now out of the title race. Liverpool potentially with one hand on it after they've gone 11 points clear at the top of the Premier League, following Arsenal's defeat yesterday and their win today. Arsenal fans thought they might have had a glimmer of hope when Liverpool slipped up in midweek, only for them to fall against West Ham at the weekend. And the Hammers, it's an hammer blow to Arsenal's title hopes yesterday, and it's just been even hit harder by Liverpool today as the Reds go marching on in the Premier League. Let's take a quick look at the other scores taking place today. Starting off in the Scottish Premiership, St Johnstone 1, Hearts 2. In the English Championship, Watford 2, Luton Town 0. In the English League 1, Mansfield Town 1, Wrexham 2. In the Spanish La Liga, Athletic Club 7, Valladolid 1, Real Madrid 2, Girona 0. Half-time score between Getafe and Betis. Getafe 0, Betis 1. Real Sociedad against Leganes. It's an evening kickoff at 8 p.m. In the German Bundesliga, Leipzig 2, Heidenheim 2. Latest score as well in the Bundesliga, Bayern Munich 4, Frankfurt 0. Hoffenheim versus Stuttgart kickoff in around about 4 minutes time in that one. In the Italian Serie A this afternoon, Como 2, Napoli 1, Verona 1, Fiorentina 0. And some distressing news which I've heard regarding coming out of Fiorentina, which we'll bring to you in just a moment, regarding former Everton man Moise Kean, who was a forward, now playing his trade at Fiorentina. Bit of sickening in news which I've heard about this afternoon. Cagliari versus Juventus is an evening kickoff at 7:45. Latest score is Empoli 0, Atalanta 4. Kickoff there in the second half with 68 minutes on the clock in that one there as well. There will be some games in the Major League Soccer in the United States of America, which is back this weekend. And just to tell you the results from the opening weekend thus far: LAFC 1, Minnesota United 0, Atlanta United 3, CF Montreal 2, Cincinnati 1, New York Red Bulls 0, Columbus Crew 4, Chicago Fire 2, DC United 2, Toronto FC 2, Inter Miami 2, New York City FC 2, Orlando City 2, Philadelphia Unions 4, Austin 1, Sporting Kansas City 0, Houston Dynamo 1, FC Dallas 2, Nashville 0, New England 0, St. Louis City 0, Colorado Rapids 0, Seattle Sounders 2, Charlotte 2, San Jose Earthquakes 4, Real Salt Lake 0, and Portland Timbers versus Vancouver Whitecaps is an evening kickoff at 9 o'clock. There is one final game after that one at 9 o'clock tonight, which takes place at midnight between LA Galaxy against San Diego. Kickoff there is at midnight UK time. Right then, let me bring you the Premier League scores and table from the weekend. That's matches that have been played this weekend, including the match on Friday night as well. We'll bring you those in just a second as well, and we'll bring you the table as well from the Premier League in the top and bottom half of the table. Starting off on Friday night in the Premier League, and it was a heavy defeat for Ruud van Nistelrooy's Leicester City 0, Brentford 4. Yesterday in the Premier League, the results were as followed: Everton 2, Manchester United 2 in the lunchtime kickoff. In the 3 o'clock kickoffs, they finished Bournemouth 0, Wolverhampton Wanderers 1, Arsenal 0, West Ham United 1, Fulham 0, Crystal Palace 2, Ipswich Town 1, Tottenham Hotspur 4, Southampton 0, Brighton of Albion 4, Aston Villa 2, Chelsea 1. And in today's matches that have been played today, it is finished. Newcastle United 4, Nottingham Forest 3. Nottingham Forest capitulated in the first half after getting a goal up, but then pulled 2 second half goals back and couldn't find that all-important equaliser. And in the game you've just stirred, and you can see the score on your screen: Man City 0, Liverpool 2. So let's bring you the table then. Southampton bottom on 9 points following their defeat at the weekend. Leicester in 19th following their defeat at the weekend as well. Ipswich also had a defeat. They remain in the bottom 3 as well. Wolves and now 5 points clear above the drop zone as they're on 22 points. West Ham, they're in 16th on 30 points after their victory of the weekend. Manchester United are in 15th after their 2-2 draw with Everton, a point behind Everton there, level on points with West Ham, just goal difference separating the Hammers and Manchester United, where Everton are in 14th, 31 points they've got there. Crystal Palace are in 13th on 33 points. Tottenham are in 12th on 33 points. Brentford are in 11th on 37 points in the Premier League table. And then let's bring you the table from the top half of the Premier League. Fulham are in 10th despite their defeat to Crystal Palace. They're on 39 points. Brighton up to 9th after their 4-0 win of the weekend. Aston Villa dropped down to 8th despite winning 2-1 against Chelsea. They're a point behind Chelsea now. Bournemouth are in 7th on 43 points. Bournemouth are also on 43 points. They're in 6th despite their shock defeat of the weekend. Newcastle, after their victory today, moved up to 5th, level on points with Manchester City, who are in 4th, both on 44 points. Forest, despite defeat to Newcastle, they are in 47th place. Also are in 2nd, remaining in 2nd despite losing to West Ham. And as I mentioned, Liverpool have that all-important 11-point gap at the top of the Premier League table. Before we bring you the thoughts of Paul James on this game this afternoon, we can bring you some reaction to the earlier match in the Premier League from today between Nottingham Forest and Newcastle United. And we can bring you the thoughts of Nottingham Forest boss Nuno Espirito Santo. He was speaking after the game earlier today, and we can hear from what the Nottingham Forest boss had to say following his side's defeat this afternoon. And very sorry to any Nottingham Forest fans out there who is going to be listening to this, but this is what your boss had to say following your defeat earlier today in the Premier League, in the game as you went down to defeat against Newcastle United at St James's Park. Let's hear from Nuno Espirito Santo.
Well, Nuno, 12 first half minutes have cost you the game, haven't they?
Yeah, I think recognizable. I think we started well, we scored, we pressed, we get, and then the momentum changed, and Newcastle was much better than us.
How do you explain that 12 minutes? That was strange, wasn't it?
We have a lot to reflect. Unfortunately, I cannot give you a reliable explanation because I'm not sure. But one thing is for sure, we cannot afford it, because after that is a big gap to react. Even though I think in the second half we reacted really well, the boys give it all, and we finished the game with the chance to get something from this match against a good team. But that was the decisive moment. Yeah.
Very unlike your Forest team.
I didn't recognize. Honestly, I didn't recognize. Second half, more of what we are. But it's a good game to reflect on, and it's not easy to score three goals away from home and don't get nothing from the game.
Yeah, I was going to say, how much do you take from that kind of second half? Because I guess you'd say that the team have showed a lot of character, haven't they? And because it could have been an embarrassing afternoon. In the end, you've only narrowly lost.
I was about trying to get the first half out of our heads and compete well in the second half. This is what the boys did. Unfortunately, like I said, was a big gap. Not a good day. The fans were there to support us. They felt in the second half like us that we were in the momentum, we were on top, and we finished the game with chance after chance to try and get it. Thank you. Let's go for the next one.
Yeah, not much time to prepare for that next one as well. And I wonder, I mean, obviously you've come close to getting something out of this game in the end. Did it go through your mind at half time that you've got Arsenal on Wednesday and you might have been tempted to bring a few players off? You didn't in the end, and you've almost got something out of the game. But was that in your thinking, perhaps?
No. I think our approach is always the same. It's game by game. You never know. You cannot play both games at the same time. You have to play one in each time. And I honestly believe that even though we were behind, the team was as the desire, the belief the players were showing, and by their actions. And like I said, after we made two subs in the midfield to give energy, but it's a sad day because we lost the game in the first half, in the first minutes of the game, and it's frustrating.
Yeah. I can't help but think if you'd had a few more minutes than 3 at the end, you might have got something out, given how hard you were pressing. Were you surprised at only 3 minutes?
Yeah, I wish it was 10 minutes, because I honestly believe that with more time, we could get something. We scored in the 90, and still that had one more chance because we were on top of them.
Yeah. How much do you think your team can take out? Bearing in mind you've got Arsenal on Wednesday, how much, I don't know if confidence is a funny word after this afternoon and after the way the first half went, but from the second half showing and from the way you clawed your way back into the game?
Colin, for me, it's the other way around. I'm sorry. What we have to focus and respect is what happened in the first half.
Yeah. I'm sure that's where the work is. Can I just ask about Danilo and Willie?
Decision is here with us, but we consider that he needs a little more of time, and I'll be positive that it's going to be available for the next one.
There is the thoughts there. That defeat for Newcastle against Manchester United for Nottingham Forest. That's the thoughts of the Nottingham Forest post. Unable to get the thoughts there of Eddie Howe, unable to bring you any reaction to the game we've covered as well this evening from any of the players or coaching staff from either of the two sides. But I can bring you some reaction to this game that we've covered between Man City and Liverpool with your match commentator who's still alongside us. Paul James is still alongside us. And Paul, Liverpool got the job done in the first half. We did have chances to wrap it up in the end in the second half. Goal disallowed for offside. However, Liverpool didn't take those chances in the second half of City. When they had chances, couldn't take them either, could they?
Well, there were very few chances for Manchester City in the game as a whole that they really could work with. I think they were a little bit better in the second half with Manchester City, but see, they were being caught out defensively a lot. And I felt when I was watching the game, the ease in which they were being caught out, it could have been a lot more. Ederson was forced into a super save in the second half. And the only thing I can say to that was Ederson's reaction was one of fury at his defenders. And I'm not surprised. Defensively, City fell apart today. I don't know what the issues are. I mean, I suppose it makes the Premier League more competitive, so everybody should be happy. But looking at it from a perspective of Manchester City, Pep must be wondering what's happened to his players.
Yes, absolutely, Paul. Another bad day at the office for Manchester City. Obviously, we touched on before kick-off. Now they were humbled or ripped apart by Real Madrid during your build-up to this game today in your starting commentary. Liverpool just opened them up at ease when they got the 2 goals. Could have more goals like that. Suppose they're just offside before Jones put it in the back of the net, which would have sealed a really good performance for Liverpool. And they've already got 1-9 on the title now, you would feel, after Arsenal lost yesterday. Mm-hmm. City, defensively, where do they need to go, Paul, now, Manchester City, to resolve their defensive crisis, shall we say, that they're in at this moment in time?
Well, I personally think they'll be in better shape when John Stones gets back from injury, but I don't have the answer to that. Only Pep Guardiola knows the answer to that. But the only thing he can realistically win now is the FA Cup. So he better take that seriously if he wants to win a trophy this year. But I feel for him. I mean, he's the greatest manager in our generation. There's no question about it. I don't care what any Manchester United fan says or what any Liverpool fan says. I think most people who know me know I don't like Manchester City, but I can't argue that Pep Guardiola is the greatest manager of this generation. So only he will know the answer to that.
Yes, just switching our attentions to Liverpool. Potentially got one hand on the trophy now, the Premier League title, after Arsenal slipped up yesterday. Liverpool, 11 points now is their gap. Do you see anyone do you see sort of Arsenal pulling that gap back all now, or do you think the Premier League title's probably sewn up by now for you?
I hate to spoil the party, but yeah, the Premier League title's sewn up. This is job done. Liverpool will have to crash at a monumentally high rate of speed to lose the Premier League title now.
Yes, and you look at the players who Liverpool had on the bench today from at the start of the game. The likes of Gakpo came on. They've got Elliott on there, Jota, Tsimikas, Chiesa, Endo, Nunes, Kwanzaa, all the outfield players there where they could come into this side and Liverpool would still look really solid and effective. Where if you look at the bench for Manchester City, Diaz, Kovacic, Grealish, Gundogan, Bernardo, potentially McAtee are the only ones who could come in and help City potentially get that bit stronger compared to Liverpool. They've got their entire outfield options who can make them.
Well, it's a tough one. Manchester City are in a rebuilding process. They'll have to start rebuilding in the summer. They've got a lot of players that are getting older now. Some players perhaps looking at leaving. I think you've got to be looking at maybe a rebuilding process.
Yes, absolutely, Paul. Absolutely. And I'm just looking at the stats come up here. Biggest points gap overturned to win the Premier League title in Premier League history. You have to go back to 1997-98 when Manchester United were just 2 points better off than what Liverpool are at this moment in time. They were on 13 points. They were in front of Arsenal at that stage of the season, a similar sort of stage of the season, 13 points. And Arsenal went on to win the title that season. Norwich were the top in 92-93. Man United come from 12 points behind to win the title. Newcastle were top in 95-96. Man United overtook them with 12 points. Then with 10-point gaps, you had Man United trailing Liverpool, and Man United trailing Arsenal, Man United trailing Liverpool again in 96-97, 2002-2003, 2008-09, and then 2018-19, Liverpool were trailing Man City by 10 points.
Yeah.
Obviously, you don't think Arsenal can overturn an 11-point gap. We've seen teams before in the past, Paul, come and overturn those sorts of gaps. One of those included in that list I've just read out there. Was it this season why you don't see Arsenal overturning this 11-point gap for Liverpool to get a Premier League title, in your opinion?
Well, Liverpool are a much better team. They've got much better squad depth. They've got goal scorers in a lot of different positions. It's not just Salah. Diaz can score. Darwin Núñez can score. Jota can score. Szoboszlai can put the ball in the net. They've got goals from everywhere. They've got in-depth defending. In terms of not just Ibrahima Konate and Virgil van Dijk. We've seen Jarrell Quansah look good. Conor Bradley. There's just a list of great defending. They've got a lot of in-depth quality in their squad. So for that reason, no, I don't think they're gonna surrender that 11-point lead.
Thank you very much there, Paul. And we'll touch quickly on the Arsenal game yesterday, Paul, just before we do wrap up today, because I know you watched it.
You know how to make my day, don't you?
Sorry, mate. I just want to, with them being second in the moment, and we mentioned them in that list there that I've just spoke about there, Paul, as well. Obviously, I know you watched them yesterday for friends of the channels and one of the sister channels that we work alongside in Football Live yesterday. Arsenal, from the sounds of it, from what I saw, very bad defending yesterday. Before we touch upon the Arsenal defending as a collective, Paul, just talk to me about the Lewis Skelly red card. Can Lewis Skelly, Arsenal fans have any complaints about that red card yesterday?
None whatsoever. There are two reasons why this should have been a red card, and I at first thought it was borderline. When I was calling it for Football Live, I at first thought this may be borderline, but then when I looked at it the second and the third time, I thought no, he's going to go, and he's going to go for two reasons. Number one, for whatever reason, David Raya was way outside of his penalty area. I don't know what he was doing out there, but also William Saliba was too far away, and the ball was at the guy's feet. He didn't have to chase it. He wasn't chasing the ball. David Raya wasn't in his goal, so for me, with those two situations, for me it was an absolute straight red.
Yes, and now let's touch on defensively yesterday. Look, from what I've seen, a very bad defensive as a collective, Paul, not just individuals. Would you agree with that statement there?
Oh yes, there was a couple of things on this goal. First of all, the goal was started and finished by the same player, right? Jared Bowen. He picks up the ball on the edge of the area. He sends the ball long to Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Aaron Wan-Bissaka gets the ball. He all of a sudden turns into prime Ryan Giggs, and he's storming down the left-hand side. The Arsenal defender at the time on that far side, I believe, was Calafiore. Calafiore does not close him down or make any attempt to block the cross. He makes no attempt to block that cross whatsoever. And that was the first problem. The second problem was that Declan Rice ducked from the header. Declan Rice ducked and didn't take the header. And that left Jared Bowen, and Thomas Partey was nowhere to be found. He was there, nowhere near close enough. So there was three elements to that goal where there was the problem. Calafiore first, and he's Italian. I hate to be a stereotype, but Italians are known for their great defending. They are absolutely known for their great defending. When you think of some of the great Italian defenders down the years. But he made no attempt to win that ball. The cross came in. Declan Rice ducks, that was the second problem. Thomas Partey, nowhere near Jared Bowen, that was the third problem. And they went and scored. And it was the worst piece of Arsenal defending I can remember for a long, long time.
Yes, and we're going to look at it also going forward, Paul, just briefly, just before we do wrap up. We'll be finishing in around about 5 minutes' time, guys. So make sure you listen to, if you've missed any of our coverage today, listen back Twitter, you'll be able to listen to this info a bit later on if you're just joining us this evening. Speaking of Arsenal going forward, Paul, from what I've seen, look, toothless in attack, didn't have any real ideas in the attack. Trossard, one of the people you're looking to potentially get your goals this season for Arsenal, only one shot on target in his entirety on the pitch yesterday. Do you think Arsenal are missing the likes of, and I hate to say it, Paul, because I know you know he's the biggest fan, missing the likes of Kai Havertz, who on his day you know that he can put chances away. Do you think they're missing him? Plus not only him, the likes of Bukayo Saka, Martinelli, Jesus. Do you think Arsenal are missing those types and those calibre of players who can get the goals and create chances a bit more?
Yeah, they're missing Martinelli and Jesus. They're not missing Havertz. What they're missing is a good number 9. That's what they're missing right now. They're missing a quality striker that can come in and score 15, 20 goals a season. That's what they're missing.
Yes, and I just want to read this out to you, Paul. Media Radio Jingles and Gaming, a friend of the channel, as we all know. It's Liverpool are a very skillful team. Arsenal can be really good at times, but then they can lack performances. And unfortunately, yesterday they didn't play as strong as they have before. So he thinks he'll be champions elect for Liverpool now. Would you agree with that statement on Arsenal and Liverpool being champions elect now?
Yeah, absolutely. Liverpool are champions elect. Arsenal can be really good at times, but then they can lack performance, and unfortunately yesterday they didn't play as strong as they have before. I think Arsenal lack squad depth right now. They lack quality players, and I think part of the problem at Arsenal is two things: the manager, Mikel Arteta, and it's some of his tactics and substitutions, and the Cronkies. They need to cut them out. Both of them need to be gone completely, and they need to bring in new owners and bring in a proven, successful manager. And until that happens, Arsenal will never win the league until that happens.
Thank you very much there, Paul. What we'll say is, on the new owner, shall be careful what you wish for. Leeds thought it would be good under Chilino. Look how bad that went. When Rizona came in, one good manager in that with Marcelo Bielsa, got Leeds back up. It's Premier League back down again under Jesse March. Now with the 49ers and Daniel Farke on the brink, subject to the next few matches. Big game for Leeds tomorrow. Look what you can do. So if you need to get it right, Paul. Otherwise, Arsenal could be. But I don't think they'll be relegated, Paul, because of the quality of the players in the squad. But I think Arsenal could slip away from the top four if they don't get the owners and say the next managerial appointment correct. And you need to be careful what you wish for with owners, because you don't want owners coming in who hasn't got a lot of money behind you, and then plunge Arsenal into debt. So you need to make sure whoever comes in has got a lot of money behind to help strengthen the squad, and you don't do similar sort of thing to Leeds under Peter Ridsdale all them years ago, where you almost went out, almost got out of business because of just throwing money at things and then he not coming off, Paul. So I know you want new owners. We're always so nice. Be careful what you wish, folks. You've seen what's happened to likes of Leeds, Portsmouth, Sunderland, big clubs who, in my opinion, all those three clubs there should be in the Premier League based on the size of the club. Those sort of big clubs needed to be in the Premier League, where the big clubs and the league clubs really seem to be centre stage, and because of the bad owners, those three clubs particularly I mentioned there, Sunderland, Leeds, Portsmouth have had. You've seen them fall down the leagues, and you don't want Arsenal to go down there following bad owners. If you get a bad owner in, you need to make sure it's a good owner coming in my opinion, Paul, if the Cronkies do go.
Well, I think when you're talking about, yes, I understand what you mean. I wouldn't use Portsmouth and Leeds as an example. I'd more use Manchester United and maybe Spurs as an example, because we're talking about, with the greatest respect to Leeds and Portsmouth, you can't compare that with clubs that are going to go for stocks on the market. If you want a controlling stock of a corporation on the market for someone like Manchester United, Arsenal, you're going to be paying billions and billions of dollars. I don't think it's the same to say that for Leeds, with the greatest of respect to them. But I would say that, at the moment though, you either want to be second and you're happy with that, or you want to take the next step and lift the Premier League trophy. It depends on what you want as a fan. It depends on, if you're happy with mediocrity, or if you want to see Arsenal take the next step forward, and you want to see them maybe win a Champions League. It's not going to happen with this manager and these owners. That's the problem. So, Arsenal fans, my fellow Arsenal fans, let me ask you, what do you want? Do you want mediocrity and winning nothing, or do you want Premier League title and Champions League?
Thank you very much there, Paul. And also, fans, get your answer to that question from Paul in to the live comments just below this video, and you can get your comments in and responses into that and we'll read some of them out and maybe reply to some of those on YouTube over the next couple of days or so. If you head over to the main commentary channel and answer them in there, we'll get back to your responses in there as and when we can do so. Just some breaking news coming out of Scotland, and we understand is this evening that Rangers are set to sack their manager Philip Clement after just 16 months in charge. Rangers fell to defeat yesterday in the Scottish Premiership, and they are now set to part company with their manager. They fell to defeat to St Mirren yesterday. They're on 56 points. Celtic on 69 points on the top of the Scottish Premiership. Long way to go for Rangers to get back in there, but Philip Clement is set to be sacked by Rangers from their defeat at St Mirren yesterday. That's set to be sacked this evening, with Clement in talks over the money that he will be getting from the Rangers hierarchy for his sacking. So that's just breaking news coming out of Scottish football this afternoon. Thank you to Paul James and to you, the listeners, for tuning in today. Paul for excellent commentary as always on the channel. Excellent discussion at the end there as well. For myself, Worcester and Paul, and the rest of the team working here at the Commentary Hub, thank you very much for listening. Until next time, it's goodbye for now, and we'll see you again very, very shortly for some more live coverage from the Premier League, and also the FA Cup is just around the corner. We'll be live with some action in the FA Cup in the next weekend. Join us for that on the channel from all the team here. Goodbye.